Test, test. All right, that's a whole lot better. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to day 4, the very last day of the 2024 USAPL High School National Championship here in Baton Rouge, North Carolina. We already have our action started for day 4 on all 3 platforms, so we are going to be keeping you updated as best we can for all of the action. Myself and Adriana are going to be we have all 3 platforms viewed at once, so we might be bouncing around between each one, talking about different things regarding the power lifts, meet strategies, different mindsets, and things like that. But first, I want to give a quick shout out to all of the folks that have made this meet possible. I want to start off with Travis Warner and Cajun Prep Powerlifting Team for being our host for 2024 High School National Championship. We also want to give a quick shout out to our presenting sponsors, SBD and A7. I want to give some recognition to our media team today, Palmetto State Barbell Productions, owner and proprietor Marshall Powell. Photographers Strength Through Cinema, Stellar Shots, Jake and Casey. And folks, we're ready to rock. Bar is loaded on all 3 platforms. Quick introduction. My name is Nick Stevens, aka Gainendorf on the track, USAPL coach, commentator, has been competitor, newly minted referee, and I'm joined by the one and the only
Adriana Davis. I'm a referee, commentator, competitor, and I'm going to see some action here on day 4 of the biggest high school nationals in USAPL history.
That's right, and today we're looking at we have a bunch of equipped lifting going on today. The equipped varsity lads in the 100 kilo class and the 100 kilos, 110 kilos, 125, and 140 plus. The equipped varsity females, 82.5 kilos, 90, 100, 100 plus. And raw varsity female, 82, 90, 100, and 100 plus. Folks, we're joined by another lad on the panel today. Not only do we have myself and Adriana, but we're joined by another national level referee, coach, and jack of all trades, especially at this meet. Introduce yourself a little bit.
Hey guys, my name is Kevin Serrano. I am coaching, handling, commentating, reffing next week at CNETs, directing a meet later this month. You know, just trying to wear so many hats, as they do.
Yeah, too many hats.
It's kind of hard not to do when you're in powerlifting. It's so easy to find yourself in different positions.
And that's one of the things here with the sport, right? There's so many ways you can get involved, right? Not only as an athlete. Again, like we mentioned, the barrier to entry to this sport is so easy. It's also very, it really means a lot to meet directors, to the community, if you can spot and load it at me, get certified as a referee, and really do whatever you can to give back to the sport.
Absolutely. And folks, let us take you down to the action on the ground. Here's Jamie Patterson coming up to platform 1 with an opener of 275 pounds, representing Falls County Elite Powerlifting. Alexis Joachim, representing Elk Mound High School Powerlifting. She's going to open with 251 pounds. And on platform 3, Tiffany Hensley with a 120 kilogram opener, representing Whitehall Powerlifting. And as we get into the beginning of the squat, let's go ahead and talk some about the rules of performance, as well as some of the things we want to watch out for on the spectator side, as well as on the handling side. So first up, Kevin, tell us a little about the commands of the squat.
So in the squat, you have 2 commands. You have the squat and rack command. When you approach the bar, once the bar is called loaded by the referee, you will have 60 seconds to walk out the bar, walk it out, set your stance, lock your knees, and stand fully erect. Once you do that, you're going to receive a squat command from the chief referee, in which you can then squat, recover, stand up fully with the weight, and then once you're held motionless at the top, you're going to receive a rack command, in which you can then replace the bar with the help of the spotters back into the rack. And so it's very important for you to be able to listen to those 2 commands, as failure to obey any command, whether you jump a command, whether you're just getting too excited, getting too hype after a lift and rack it too early, that disqualifies the lift and therefore will not count to your total.
Now, you mentioned not being a good lift. What exactly is a good lift in powerlifting?
So if you're looking at the live stream and you see the screen on the left-hand side by our left-hand referee, you're going to see three lights populate as soon as the lift is over. A red means either one of the referees gave it a no lift, meaning that that lift will not count, or in their view, or you see a white light in which that is a good lift. And so it's a majority rules here in powerlifting, so you need at least 2 white lights in order for that to be a good lift. As we just saw on platform 1, we saw 3 white lights, so that is a good lift.
And now, Adriana, what constitutes a good lift? Like, what are aside from observing the commands, what are like maybe 2 or 3 other things that our squatters want to watch out for that we might see a lot of today?
Sure. So the most common infraction that you're going to see is a red card, and that is going to be when you're looking at the screen and you see a red light pop up, and you can actually see the color cards below, and we're going to explain a little what those mean. So if you get a red card, that's the most common infraction in the squat, and that's going to mean that you didn't hit depth. So depth is going to happen when your hip joint at the hip crease breaks parallel with the top surface of the knee. So not just meeting parallel, not a couple inches above, breaking parallel. So that's going to be the most common infraction, and honestly the most nerve-wracking infraction for these lifters. It's very mental to try to reach down and hit depth. And then the other 2 colors, the blue card is going to give you either downward motion or a soft lockout. So that's typically going to be soft knees. The referees are looking for your knees to be relatively straight, just locked out. And yellow card is going to kind of be everything else. So that could be jumping a command. That could be losing your balance, taking a step forward or backwards. That could be just missing the lift outright on strength. And yeah, that's kind of the things that, as a referee, you're looking for in the squat.
Awesome, awesome. And now, so the squat is the first lift of the day. And kind of just a rundown of how today is going to go. Every lifter is going to squat, bench, and deadlift in a certain order. All of our lifters are organized into what's called flights. And so each of our lifters within their flights, by ascending weight order, will take their opening attempts. We'll go down the list there, and then we'll go back to the top of the order. Second attempts, back to the top. Third attempts. And the same is for bench and deadlift.
One good thing to note when we talk about the bar in ascending order is when you're looking at the live stream and you're looking at, if you're following a particular lifter, the lifter that is, the order of lifting during openers might reshuffle for seconds and thirds, depending on what these lifters and coaches decide to do for their seconds and third attempts. For example, if we have a lifter opening up at, let's say, 100 pounds, and we have a second lifter going to 105 pounds, the lifter going at the lighter weight will go first. However, if they select a higher second attempt than the lifter going after them, let's say the second lifter might have missed their opener and has to retake, but the first lifter goes up to 110 pounds, in that new order for their second attempts, that new lifter will go first with that will go later with that heavier weight. So the bar is always going in ascending order.
It's important to note too, as a lifter in this meet, there's a million things you want to focus on aside from observing the referee's commands, and making sure that you have all of your technique down on the day. Super important to note the importance of having a good handler and having a good coach there to kind of keep you on track with the timing and everything, so you only have to focus on lifting to the best of your ability. Here's Crystal Martinez coming to platform 1, representing our equipped varsity ladies 100 kilo weight class, with a very clean TSS t-shirt there representing Texas Strength Systems.
Yeah, and she's opening with a very big squat, 215 kilos.
473 pounds, folks. These are some strong ladies.
And currently she's forecasted well ahead in the 100 kilo division. So hopefully if she,
Little sticky there.
Okay, she's
Now
on the
she gets
board.
three whites.
I didn't want to enact the curse on her, so I was going to say that she is forecasted well ahead in the 100 kilo division. So hopefully, if she is able to make a lift in each discipline, she should likely walk away with the championship.
Oh no, Chloe Moore. Oh goodness gracious, she's not having it. Oh no, we can see the emotion there. She did miss her opener, and unfortunately after, she did miss her second attempt. And AJ, can you tell us a little bit about what kind of position that puts her in, missing those first two attempts?
Sure. I mean, her back is really going to be against the wall here. She's obviously going to repeat that weight. You would have an option of going up, but if you fail on strength, unless it was some sort of weird misgroove, typically you are going to repeat that weight. So now she's going to risk being disqualified from the competition. And we would use a term called bombing out. So a bomb out or being disqualified is when you are not able to post a lift in at least one of the disciplines. So you have got to, in order to post up a total and be in contention for placing or even just to post a total in the competition, you've got to hit at least one lift in each discipline.
And now we've seen some insane miracles across this weekend. We've seen people really dig deep and find a way to either achieve that depth they were looking for, achieve that strength they were looking for. And so we're hoping she's able to come back for that third attempt. Stronger, better mindset, and get on the board. Here's Ingrid Holm on 3. 115 kilos, 253 pounds. Very smooth there.
Caitlin gets 3 whites on platform 1.
All right, Addison Newman on platform 2. She's going to take 214 pounds, and we are already well into second attempts on all 3 platforms. And coming up next on 2 is Morgan Iverson. Now, same deal over on platform 3. Morgan on 2 missed that opener at 242 pounds, is going to come back and try and attempt it again. Unsure, honestly, I missed completely what that opener was, although I imagine this attempt will give us a little bit more of an inclination as to what that might be. Here she goes, no wrist straps, no knee sleeves. Oh, the power of youth to have no knee sleeves on squat. Here we go, Morgan.
Dip looks good. Okay, it looked clean to me. We're going
I
to wait
wonder
to
if
see
it
what
was
the judges
depth.
say. Brewer
On the board.
lids?
Another situation over here on platform 1 with Jamie Patterson. Again, missing her opener, retaking the same weight at 125 kilos.
And now we see Jamie Patterson kind of waddle up to the platform there to take 275. That's because she's wearing a squat suit and knee wraps in our equipped class. And I wonder if that's going to satisfy depth for our judges.
Certainly easy weight for her.
Oh. She's on
That
the
was a
board.
good lift.
2 to 1,
On the
good
board.
lift.
All right there. So kind of what we were alluding to earlier, she's wearing a squat suit and knee wraps. So that would put her into the equipped division. Comparative difference to raw powerlifting. Raw powerlifters use a normal singlet. It's kind of a nylon poly kind of blend, very stretchy, very forgiving. Stark contrast to a squat suit made of almost hard canvas fabric, very unforgiving, non-stretchable. And so whenever you're on the platform, you almost have to squat against the suit. And therein provides not necessarily a performance advantage, but does increase the capacity with which you, or capacity of weight that you can put on your body. And important to note too, not everybody in the equipped division has to wear a squat suit or has to wear knee sleeves. They could even come out completely raw. They could wear, or knee wraps, excuse me. They can come out wearing knee sleeves, a normal squat suit. They might be wearing a bench shirt. Who knows? They might need a deadlift suit. Who knows? But for some reason or another, they will be lumped into the equipped class.
And
Allison, oh, go ahead.
yeah, on platform 3, that was a good lift from Tegan. She is going to be in a bit of a battle for third place in the 100 kilo division, so keep an eye on that.
Allison Tays, A little bit shaky. Was able to keep her balance after shifting a little bit left. Come on, judges. And that's going to be a no lift. So we saw blue lights there. Adrian, what do you think happened there?
So I think what happened there is the judges probably thought that her knees were not completely locked out, either at the start or end of the lift. I think I saw the end of the lift there a little bit, and that's why all the judges gave a no lift. And it's really a shame when these lifters, they clearly have the strength to do a lift. They have the capacity, they complete it, but then they get called on some sort of technical issue like that. But that's the name of the game. I mean, we've got to keep the standards fair across the board, and that's going to keep it a level playing field for all of these lifters.
That's right. And one thing that we see, especially at national meets, that's kind of uncommon in many local, state, regional level meets, we have a jury on the stand today. Kevin, tell us a little bit about what a jury is and what their purpose, or who they are and what their purpose is.
So our jury is made up of representatives of basically international referees. And so these are very high-ranking officials who are essentially a second set of eyes on the platform. Let's say a lifter gets a call that they're not necessarily in agreement with. Their coach sees something that the referees might have missed or might have called that might have not been favorable for the athlete. So they could go and contest the jury. They're basically like a judge, right? You can take it to court essentially, and then they can review it and see if they might overturn a call. Let's say for example, a lifter gets a 2-to-1 no lift on the side for depth. The coach can go and then approach the jury and contest the lift to try to see if they can overturn that lift. If the jury believes that that lifter did achieve depth, then we could start a process of overturning a lift and giving it to the lifter.
That's right. And it's important to note, too, I mean, there's no consequence to the lifter or the handler for going to the jury. I mean, you don't want to annoy them with each attempt because they do have 3 platforms and many, many lifters to watch over. But if you're unsure about a certain lift, go to the jury. They're there for that exact reason. It is completely free unless it is a 3 white light lift for someone else, or a 3 red light lift. That is going to be a crisp Andrew Jackson. A nice $20 slapped on the table for the jury. Up next on 3, Carly Schroeder. Kind of following along with the trend here of the meet. Missed that opener at 145, going up to 142. What's the mindset there, Kevin?
Yeah, so she jumped 7.5 kilos from her opener to second. Clearly not a strength issue, just I think it might have been depth. We'll see how this second moves.
Oh, clean.
3 white lights?
Yep.
And it could have been not just depth, but it could have been some other sort of technical issue, like perhaps jumping a command. And if she made her opener look easy, it's a little bit dicey to miss your opener and then go up anyways. But if you know that you've got it in the tank, then you can have that conversation with your lifter and perhaps go up to your planned second or somewhere in between.
Again, as a lifter, you really want to convince your coach that you're capable of being able to up your opener to your second attempt. Even after missing your opener, you really have to make it convincing to them that you have it in you, because it is a very risky approach, especially at the national championship. But when you're competing with for placings, for podiums, you really want to give it your all.
Samantha Davis on 3, facing the same situation, and she's on the board. I think that was a 2-to-1 call. And Samantha, I mean, that was critical for her to come back and get that second attempt. And she did go up 10 kilos. Same situation as Charlie there. And
She's
Samantha
currently projected first, no?
Yeah, Samantha currently projected first in the 100 kilo class. So as Kevin said, when you're in that sort of battle, it's ever the more important to get on the board. I mean, you don't want to be forecasted first or within the top 3 at the beginning of the meet, and then you end up bombing out.
Over on platform 1, we have Cambria attempting 523 pounds.
Cambria projected well ahead in the 100-plus kilo class. This is a big squat for her. Over 500 pounds from a high schooler. Let's see it. Oh, she's
marvelous.
able to fight through that sticking point.
Hold on. Pop over to platform 3. Here's Chloe Moore, going to reach a 107.5 one more time. Can she dig it out?
Let's go, Chloe. Hold it.
That might have given it to her. Come on, judges. Oh, that's going to be nothing. Oh, it's going to be a no lift on depth across the board.
She can't approach the jury.
She can. She is able to, as long as she's got that crisp 20. Now, one thing I want to notice here about Chloe, it looked like she had kind of a hard time getting those knee sleeves on earlier today, so she might have had to switch those out. It could be due to any number of factors there, but I can only imagine that had an effect.
Yeah. Hopefully she does have the option to come back out for her bench and deadlift. I would recommend that to try to finish off the day strong. I mean, you paid for registration, you paid to travel here, and you still would get that experience on the national stage, even if you're not going to register a total.
Exactly right. Now here's Leah Warner. Oh, what a grind on 3 for Kiera Nickel. Leah Warner on platform 2, coached by Nathaniel Littauer. Leah Warner, I believe, last year's high school national champion for the 82.5 kilos.
Oh, wow. And see if she can fight.
That's 137.5. That is 2 white lights.
She's on the board.
Yeah,
Again,
and
we
Leah
have
currently projected first in the 82.5 kilo class. Going to be looking to make that double championship.
And it's not necessarily a runaway race either. I mean, the spread is, within 10 to 20 kilos, which can be easily made up across the bench and the deadlift. Like you were saying earlier, folks may bomb out, folks may miss attempts, and that could really change the game.
Again,
Yeah.
we have Rhea Johnson on platform 2, who is also with her back against the wall after missing her opener, electing to retake the same weight for her second attempt.
Yeah, sort of an interesting situation there. Both Leah and Rhea projected 1 and 2 in the 82.5s, and they both missed their opener. Trying to get on the board here. Can Rhea do it? Oh my gosh, and it's tough.
She locks it out.
See what the judges say. I think it's clean.
2 to 1. Good lift.
She's on the board.
That's a little bit of a sigh of relief there, because like you were talking about, we've seen with some of our other lifters who had missed their opener and their second attempts, getting that sigh of relief, knowing you're on the board and you can move on comfortably into the bench and the deadlift, just takes away so much added stress.
Yes, and that's kind of part of the importance of putting in an opener that you know you're going to hit. I mean, you have to consider the factors of traveling, if you had to cut into the class. Big fight on platform 3.
Is she wearing a belt?
I don't know.
I can't tell if she was.
Yeah, she is.
Okay, I was about to say, completely raw, no knee sleeves, no wrist straps, no belt.
That'd be very impressive. I mean, impressive either way. She went 3 for 3.
And we are now on our third attempt squats on all 3 platforms.
Jamie Patterson's coming up on platform 1. Missing that opener, getting it back on the second, going up 7.5 kilos, representing Falls County Elite. This is going to be 292 pounds. Oh my goodness,
What
that
a
is a grind and a
grinder.
half. I didn't see any downward motion there. We saw some tipping side to side.
3
That's a
whites.
good lift. Wow.
Kendall Vett on platform 2, missing her second attempt squat, going up 2.5 kilos and securing 95 kilos.
Allison Tays on 1, going to retake 152.5. That's 336 pounds. Up next on platform 3, Abby Fontenot, 130 kilos.
Looking to go 3 for 3 on squats.
And that's a good grab
Not
there
quite
by the
there yet.
spotters and loaders. Real quick point of recognition here. We want to give a major shout out to the spotters and loaders for this meet. Folks, these lads have been on the platform for the past 4 days straight. I mean, these guys are putting in more work than most power lifters I know at the top levels. I mean, if you've ever spotted and loaded a meet before, it is extremely difficult. It's taxing, it's tiring. You've got to be on the ball for each and every lifter. And it's exhausting. It's exhausting for sure. But the meet would not run without them, so we want to give them their flowers, as well as all of our national referees on the platform as well.
Oh, big fight on platform 3 from Gracie.
Allison Tays finds depth all too slowly, but able to spring up out of the bottom. I think that's a good lift, and it is.
3 whites.
Another solid grind, platform 2, Iris Harlow. That's going to be a no lift on depth, unfortunately, but she'll come away with her first and second attempt squat.
Tegan Becker on platform 3, going up 7.5 kilos.
This is the big 300-pound mark. She's in the fight for podium position in her class. See if she can add these extra 7.5 kilos. And she can, 3 white lights.
Stormy Watson able to pick up another 10 kilos, 3 white light lift on platform 1. Morgan Iverson on 2.
Ooh, good grab there by the spotters. All right, looks like bars loaded on platforms 1 and 2. Leah Sanchez is going to come up to 165 kilos, 363 pounds. Addison on platform 2, 264 pounds, goes down nice and easy. She'll come away one of the only lifters in this flight at the moment to come away 3 for 3 on squat.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the importance of making lifts there. If you're going 3 for 3 in the squat, you're going to be adding the most kilos that you can on the day towards your total. If you end up with just your opener, then yes, potentially you could say you had the capability for 7.5, 10 kilos more. But that's not what's on the board. That's the importance of making lifts is so crucial to building towards your total.
And you kind of alluded to it just a little bit, but when you're building your total here, let's say you've hit some big numbers in prep, right? What if you just wake up feeling absolutely crummy? Let's say you didn't get to eat well last night. Let's say you had to travel, like Kevin said. Some other factors include cutting for weight class, things like that.
You've got to adjust.
That is going, yeah, absolutely. You have to adjust for whatever you are capable of on the day. That is going to be the name of the game for powerlifting, is doing the best that you can on the day.
Yeah, and it's very difficult to adjust, especially when you've got these goals in training that you're aiming for. But, I mean, you have to look at it from the perspective, and that's where Handler comes in to provide some objective feedback to the lifter. Say, hey, this isn't going to be there on the day. There's no use of overreaching because that's going to end up in the lower total anyways. Let's adjust. Let's bump down our projected third attempts by 2.5, 5 kilos, and we can go from there.
Again, it may be nice to want to chase those milestone numbers, those really landmark numbers that you might have missed in training, or you want to just be able to squat over 500 pounds, 300 pounds, whatever the case may be. But really, you have to take what's there on the day.
Big fight on platform 2 for Trinity. Had an interesting attempt selection there. So I believe her opener moved a little hard, and that's why she only jumped 2.5 kilos. And then she ended up jumping 7.5 kilos. And I was a bit worried there when she hit the sticking point, but she was able to fight through it. Big 500-pound squat on platform 1. But
good catch by the
That's
spotters.
a big number. That's 500 pounds.
Yeah, and that was a big jump she took from her opener.
Wow.
We're going up to 507 pounds for Kyle Lehman. Crystal Martinez, apologize, representing Kyle Lehman.
And that is going to be a good lift for Charlie. Up next is Samantha Davis with 172.5 kilos. She's going to round out our first flight of powerlifters on platform 3. We're going to go into flight 2.
And Samantha Davis on platform 3. Missed her opener, came back, jumped 10 kilos anyways, so it's almost like she negated that missed opener. Now taking another 10 kilos to 172.5. Really in a good spot here where she's projected well ahead in the 100 kilo class. And of course, the projected is a tool that we use to kind of show some indication of the storylines, show who's in contention for going for the top placings, but they're not going to tell the whole story.
That's right. And one thing to, I mean, folks, if you're watching at home, If you want to keep up to date with all the live action going on the platforms, including attempt changes, good or bad lifts and the reasons why, lifter order, forecasted placings, how that's going to change, stuff like that, do go and check out LiftingCast.com. Scroll down to day 4 of the High School National Championship for the United States Powerlifting Association.
And Cambria, platform 1, 534 pounds. Let's see if she can do it. And she locks it out. What did the judges say?
That's going to be
2 to 1
good
is a
lift.
good lift, and she celebrates as she should. She is projected ahead in that 100+ kilo weight class and starting off strong. She went 3 for 3 on the day, hitting a big 534-pound squat. That's insane. 534-pound squat from a high schooler. I'm excited to see how the rest of her day goes.
And not only that, but 500 pounds is almost unheard of. I mean, not to bring gender or sex into this, but most ladies, especially at that weight, they're not like 500 pounds is a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Objectively, for any
anybody.
power lifter,
400
really.
pounds is a lot. For
300 pounds is a lot. I mean, let's be real.
And
You
again,
put 300 pounds on your back and you're not used to it, it hurts.
and again, let's not forget the fact that these are high schoolers.
Yes, these kids are between the ages of 13 and
17, 18.
Yep. Now here's Samantha Jo Walden on platform 3. I'm such a massive fan of those socks. Oh my goodness, the bow on the socks there, replacing the knee sleeves. Okay, respect. That's 237 pounds and a good lift. She's on the board.
Leah Warner, platform 2, our lifter that is in the battle for the 82.5 kilo class, electing to jump 5 kilos. In these battles, every kilo is going to matter. That's why it's so important to have a good handler, to know what you're capable of. And I think her handler has done it. That looked like the perfect call.
Oh, Nate Littauer's been here before.
2 to 1, good lift.
All right, here's Kalani Higa on platform 2, 314 pounds. If I'm not mistaken, is that the Higa monster in the background? In her handling corner, one of
I think it is
the greatest equipped powerlifters of all time. That's one of the strongest high fives I've ever seen.
Yeah, and she clearly showed it through her squats.
Oh my goodness.
Ending the day with a 314 squat.
I don't want to, now that her last name is Higa as well, I obviously don't want to assume that, you know, daughter might be a cousin or whatever, but gotta be something in the genes.
Rhea Johnson in that 82.5 kilo battle. Missed her opener, had to repeat that. And jumped 7.5 kilos. Now, let's see if she gets this. She could add 7.5 kilos towards her total in that fight for the title against Leah Warner.
We have
Trying
a good lift.
to dethrone the reigning national champion. Oh my gosh, and it's a fight for her. Unfortunately, it's no lift, and she walks away 1 for 3 in the squats, while Leah missed her opener, but walked away with her last squat, getting those extra kilos in the tank that's gonna matter at the end of the day.
And we've got Brendan Tays coming up next, brother of Allison Tays, both equipped lifters. He's gonna take 215 kilos. That's 473 pounds. Good run, he's on the board.
Carson Harward on platform 2 in the battle for a podium position in that 82.5 kilo weight class. We've seen battles all weekend, and she's gonna be looking to add 5 kilos here in the squat. Can she do it? She had to put in a fight, but I think it's gonna be good. 3 white lights.
White
It's a good
lights.
lift. 3 for 3.
And that's going to be our last lifter for the first flight on platform 2. We're going to go on to our second flight. Aubrey Lehman's going to start us off with 80 kilos, 176 pounds. Now, folks, Benjamin Ragas on platform 1, an opener of 518 pounds.
Wow. I'm excited to see how this moves.
I am as well. He's in the equipped class. Varsity boys, 100 kilos. Here we go. Smooth, steady, clean, a touch slow for what we kind of want to see for an opener. Ideally, you'd want to see an opener, you know, kind of a good rule of thumb that coaches uses, something that you can triple on a bad day. You want it to be something you've already hit, something you know you can hit no matter the circumstance. And who knows, that might have been something that she could have hit on any circumstance. Could have been maybe a hair slow for any number of reasons. Maybe that's just how she squats. Some people squat a little bit slower than normal. But the importance of having an opener that you know you can hit is super, super important because, like we saw with a few lifters in the previous flight, you could face some stiff competition, and I'm not just talking about the lifters, I'm talking about gravity itself, and it may not be so forgiving. Daniel Rodriguez, 523 pounds. Very clean there.
Daniel representing Falls County Elite.
Very much in running for the top spot in the class.
He's on the board 2-1. Here's Riley on platform 2. 115 kilos for the varsity ladies, 100 plus kilo weight class, 253 pounds. And Natasha Cruz getting set up underneath 167.5. That is 369. Here we go, Natasha, rocking the black and white A7 singlet. Shout out A7, our presenting sponsor, Demand Greatness. Here's Corbin Odin. Oh, Lord above. For the lads equipped 110 kilo weight class, this kid's opened up with 545 pounds.
Whoa.
And he took it to the sky. Oh my goodness. That's a beautiful lift for Corbin. And folks, we're only going up from here.
We're taking the bar out to 606-pound
Whoa.
opener for Weston.
Dang, come on, bro.
Competing in the 110 division.
I didn't touch 600 till I was in college. These kids are touching it for their opener before they hit social studies class.
And he's not even the last in the flight. We're going to see a bigger squat than this. But first, he is going to open up with 606 pounds. Kind of slated in second place in the 110 kilo class.
Good lift for Riley on 3. Emma's coming up on 2. Here's Weston Bono. 275 kilos. Good night, Moon.
Walks it out steadily.
5 reds.
Good lock of the knees there.
Depth looks good. Let's see what the judges say.
That was clean.
Yeah,
that was clean. 2-1.
2-1.
It was clean.
Wow,
And it wasn't even
folks.
a depth call. It was a blue card.
And folks, we're just going to keep going up and up and up over on platform 1. Anthony John Quillman, 617 pounds.
Over on
Good
insane.
night.
Over on platform 3, we have Grace with 407 pounds in the 90 kilo division.
What?
She is lifting raw.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
a smooth opener.
Smooth opener over 400 pounds. Currently slated first in the 90 kilo class. But Briley's going to be right on her tail.
And again, these girls are lifting raw, so no supportive equipment, no squat suit, no knee wraps.
Abigail Stefanski, 264, goes down nice and easy. Coming up to second attempts on platform 3. Laura Elian is going to retake 100 kilos, representing Troy Athens Powerlifting. Now, kind of like we were talking about here, she did miss that opener of 100 kilos. Very safe, very smart decision to try and retake that. And Anthony on 1. I've never seen 600 pounds move that fast.
Wow.
Oh, my Lord
3
above.
white lights. That was 617 pounds. And we
That's
have
more-
another.
No, go ahead.
We have another lifter opening up at the same weight.
Golly. I was going to say 617. That's more than I think close to 98, 99% of the powerlifting population can even deadlift.
Yes, and Caleb Bordelon, he's going to be our lifter, really slated in first place in the 110 kilo equip class.
Sorry, Kevin and I are over here just like, yeah, we did 600. What is your best PR? I'm curious.
That's my PR.
617?
280,
Okay.
yep.
Nice.
And he's squatting it.
Yeah, how do you feel
For an
about that?
opener.
Now, granted, there's a little bit of a discrepancy in weight there. Kevin, I believe, is a 75 kilo lifter?
Yeah.
All right. And Caleb,
Wow.
a little bit
Wow.
heavier at 110, but moves it so much faster. Oh, my God. 3 wide
3
lights.
whites.
That's going to take us to the top of the order there. I can only imagine what we're going to go up to for seconds and shoot thirds. That's going to be a party on platform 1. Alyssa Bartholey. 3 white lights. She's on the board there. Wearing a Limitless singlet, one of our sponsors for today. Faith Bonds on platform 3. Taking 275 pounds for the ladies' 90 kilogram raw weight class. That looked a little borderline to me. Now, folks, when we talk about borderline, we're talking about really parallel in terms of top of the knee to the hip crease. However, that was 2-to-1, so I'm going to stop talking.
Evelyn on platform 2, taking 162.5 kilos for her opening weight. Really trying to lock up a national championship here. In the battle, in the hunt. Ooh, oh no!
I believe there was upward,
she knew
up and
it
down
too.
movement.
Dang.
I think she felt it.
And that was her opener. Now, obviously, I think she's going to repeat that on her second attempt.
Over on platform 3, we have Daphne retaking 132.5 kilos. And
She's
she
able to
gets
stand
it.
up with it. Good job for her handler, letting her know to wait for that rack command. She's on the board. Same type beat over on platform 1 for Rick Bowes.
Rick opted to take a 10 kilo jump to 215 kilos.
I see the vision here. He did get called on depth for that first one.
Whew,
But
3 white
not
lights,
for
good
this one.
lift. I saw Rick compete at a Trueborn meet in January, and he's got a lot of heart on him. He's got a lot of heart.
He competed at the Rumble?
You know what? I don't know if it was January. I think it might have been another meet.
You might be thinking of the knockout.
I think it was the knockout, yep. Either way, I talked to him and I talked to his dad, and he's got a lot of heart on him and really looking to have a good meet here at the 2024
What
High
a
School
grind on
National
platform
Championship.
3.
10 kilos, give it to her, Woo. Come on. That's going to be a no lift.
Unfortunately.
Here's Garrett. Platform 1, good depth there.
Trying to cook with his second attempt.
Ooh, Adriana with her first punt of the weekend. Heyo. Only took 4 days to warm up.
You have a bad influence.
We have Daniel on platform 3 taking a 12.5 kilo jump. And a 20 kilo jump over on platform 1.
Oh my God, well, huh? 20 kilo jump from Brendan Tays. Now, like we said at the very beginning, wearing a squat suit and knee wraps does increase the capacity of weight that you're able to lift. It doesn't necessarily make you stronger or weaker. It just lets you lift more weight comparative to the raw category. Along with that, you're able to kind of get away with a little bit bigger jumps because you have to utilize the spring and the elasticity, or lack thereof, in the suit and in the knee wraps. Brendan Tays, a little bit of a shaky walk out there, finds his way. Slow and steady.
Good call with the handler as he gets 3 white lights.
Benjamin on platform 1 going to come out to 237.5, only taking a 2.5 kilo jump. That could have indicated that his opener is a bit tougher than you expected.
Maya gets 3 white lights representing Nina Powerlifting. Up next, we have Chelsea Yang from Elkmount. Benjamin over on 1.
523 goes down nice and easy. That's going to be a good lift. Chelsea Yang on platform 3, 157.5 kilos. Very safe 5 kilo jump. That's generally between 2.5 to 7.5, kind of reaching that higher end. Those are going to be kind of our low ranges and safe jumps. On platform 2, Giselle Safel, 127.5 kilos, 281 pounds.
Natasha Cruz on platform 3, coming out to 175 kilos, 385 pounds. Really in the hunt for a podium position and potentially second or first if some of the other ladies start to slip up.
You okay? Oh, man. You just gave me a look. I was worried.
Daniel Rodriguez on 1, coming out to 245 kilos.
We have Abigail on platform 2, representing Goodrich Powerlifting.
Unfortunately on platform 3, Natasha's going to miss her second attempt at 175.
Daniel able to lock out on platform 1.
Abigail Stefanski is going to need help coming out of the bottom for that one. 7.5 might have been just a little bit too big of a jump there, but she's going to have to retake that. Here's Briley Batiste on platform 3, 190 kilos, 418 pounds, representing the home team, the Cajun Prep powerlifting team. Now, folks, take a look over at platform 1. Corbin Odin, 584 pounds, rocking, looks like Jordan 1s, if I'm not mistaken, or high top dunks, can't see from that far away.
Matching the t-shirt.
Good. And on platform 3,
Oh,
Briley.
a little bit of a nosebleed there for Corbin.
Oh, wow.
3 white light lift. We're taking the bar all the way up to 628 pounds for Weston Bono. Over on platform 2, 1.
Wait, what's going on? We might have a world record attempt on platform 3. Grace Chatelaine, 429 pounds. This is going to be a world record attempt in the 90 kilo raw weight class.
Likely in the Teen 2 division. This is a big squat. 435
This is a big squat for anybody.
Yes.
Not to mention Grace, who is in high school, y'all.
Yeah, slotted in first. Let's see if she can continue her lead.
Can she get it? She locks it out.
Good show, Grace. Cameron Hall on 1, going up 5 kilos. She's on the board too.
Fantastic lifting on platform 3.
We have Weston taking 628 over on platform 1.
Ooh, Weston having a little trouble finding depth there. Is not going to be able to find his way. Spotter's got to grab it. That's going to be a no lift. I imagine he'll try and retake that. Try and add a little bit more speed to that ascent. See if you can't get a little more pop out of those knee wraps. And folks, we're on a platform 3. We are already on to 3rd attempts.
Alyssa on platform 2, 157.5. Jumped 5 kilos from her opening attempt. And then move well.
Move well.
Let's see what the judges say. 3 white lights, good lift.
We have Lara on platform 3, taking 110 kilos.
Very nice. And that's going to be a no lift on depth, unfortunately, from at least two of our judges. Spotter's hiding the other one. All right, here's Evelyn Edenburn on platform 2. Safe option there, going to retake 162.5 kilos.
I like that call. She is, I really like that call too because she is slotted in first place right now. So as long as she makes the lift, then she should have it. Has to put in a fight, but I think it's going to be good. 3 white lights, avoids disaster, gets on the board. What a sigh of relief for her.
No lift on 3 for Samantha, followed right behind by Faith Bonts, 132.5 kilos. That's a sizable jump there. So we went 120 to 125, so 5 kilos, and then a larger jump from 125 to 132.5.
Gotta see how she handles it.
Eyes over on platform 1, we have Caleb going up to 650 pounds.
Sorry?
Wow.
For a second squat.
And he is now squatting
And
very close to my all-time
didn't
deadlift
even look
PR.
that hard. Whether the judge is gonna say on depth.
That's a good lift.
3 white lights.
Wow.
It's phenomenal.
He moved that faster than I moved 650 as a deadlift. Come on, man.
Daytona platform 2. Big jump here, 12.5 kilos to 187.5. Oh, and I almost said, oh. Good catch from the spotters there.
All right, here's Emily Anderson coming up to platform 2, 132.5 kilos. Another safe option there, looking to retake a missed second. Same for Ben Lizowski on platform 1.
See if Emily can hit this. Oh, and has to put in a
can she
fight.
find a way? Oh my goodness, that was so close.
Just 2.5 kilos too much. And that's one of the situations where, unfortunately, she is going to walk away with just her opening attempt. And, I mean, I think she could have, they took a 10-kilo jump to her second. I think she could have had 7.5. So leaving some kilos on the table there. But hopefully she can come back for bench and turn around, go 3 for 3 in bench, 3 for 3 in deadlift. Keep that positive momentum going. Aubrey on 2 hits a good lift with 97.5, ends the day 3 for 3 in the squats.
And folks, emotions are definitely running high here at the 2024 USAPL High School National Championship. I mean, these kids have worked for months, some 3-4 months at a time. They've been working on trying to get to the national level for so long. And when things don't quite turn out as planned, it is a little bit of a mind game you have to play with yourself. But just know that it is never over until it is truly over. We still have bench, we still have deadlift.
Yeah, if you have a bad, quote-unquote bad squat day, you've just got to leave it behind. You just got to move on to a bench. Can't harp on it.
We have Garrett Cook on platform 1.
Uh-oh, Garrett's about to cook. Oh no, Garrett Cook already cooked. The meal's already done.
Goes 3 for 3 on squats. Stole my joke.
Technically, Adriana made it first.
Rick Bowes, platform 1. Oh, unfortunately, no lift on platform 3. Rick Bowes walking out to 222.5 kilos, 490 pounds.
And folks, one thing I want to talk about, it's very, very important, especially in powerlifting, to have a short memory. My dad taught me that very, very early on in my sports days. Having a short-term memory, especially in a sport where your performance only lasts 9 total minutes, right? It's important to, I mean, yes, you have to take each lift, building off of each other, of course, as you're building that total, but it's important to keep perspective on the lift as an individual lift as well. Taking that lift, taking it for what it is, putting past it, moving on to the next one. We only move forward in powerlifting.
Yeah, you cannot get in your head about previous attempts, thinking Oh, my second attempt moved a little sticky. Gonna be, you know,
That means the third attempt is going to not move. You know, that's never the case, almost always. Here's Brendan Tays, 540 pounds. And he's clean all the way up. What are the judges going to give him? And that is a good lift.
Whites.
Woo!
A smooth third on platform 3 by Chelsea.
Platform 1's doing pretty solid right now.
Yep.
Which is interesting because that's most of our equipped lads. So, I mean, kind of conversely, it is more likely that you'll miss a lift in a suit, whether that be a squat suit or a bench shirt, deadlift suit, whatever that may be, because it is extremely restrictive, and so your normal ranges of motion are going to be restricted as well. And so very small, minute changes in those ranges of motion could spell disaster for our lifters.
Platform 3, Natasha Cruz missed her second attempt at 175, being forced to retake it here. Needs these kilos. Trying to stay in the hunt for a potential second place spot. She likely has third place locked up, but if she starts to miss too many lifts, then it could be bad for her. Let's see if she can add these 7.5 kilos. I think she might be able to fight through that.
Able to lock it out.
That was huge.
Judges say 3 whites.
Phenomenal. And Briley, hold up, platform 3.
Whoa!
Briley with the big, big 200 kilos for her last attempt.
Over here on platform 2, we have Cameron taking a 15 kilo jump after missing her opening attempt, going up 5 kilos after that. Makes easy work out of 330 pounds.
Danielle Rodriguez, platform 1, 260 kilos. And on platform 3, we've got a world record attempt. So, bit of a battle here between Briley as well as Grace. Now, Grace took the world record, Team 2 world record, on her second attempt with 195. And Briley looking to up that by 5 kilos.
And I wonder if we'll have an answer from Grace later on. And I wonder if we'll have an answer from Grace later on.
We are going to for her third attempt. Wow!
Briley
What
with
an
ease.
easy
What
20
a
kilos.
squat!
One of the fastest world records we've seen thus far, and we've seen a lot.
And we're going to have ourselves a battle in this weight class.
Yeah, I mean, we're
Oh,
already
man.
having a squat battle between Briley and Grace, and it's just going to shape up to be a phenomenal battle for the title as well.
We are
Oh,
now
man.
over 600 pounds over on platform 1. We have Corbin Odin from LB Strength and Fitness taking the bar up to 611 pounds.
And Briley is actually coming out there to watch Grace hit 202.5. And she's actually cheering her on. She is cheering on Grace to take back that Team 2 world record. Let's see if Grace can do it. 446 pounds here.
Can she get it?
Unfortunately, it's just a little too much, and Briley is going to walk away with that Team 2 world record. And that's a big deal. Briley going 3 for 3, while Grace goes 2 for 3. Kind of sets it up for an interesting battle there in the 90 kilo weight class.
That's right. And then with that last squat attempt, we're going to finish up the action on squats over on platform 3. We're going to take a 10-minute break while we get set up for the bench press. Ladies and gentlemen, it is 9:04. It is well into breakfast time. Going to get you a nice biscuit, maybe some eggs, some cheese, and we will see you in about 10 minutes. for the bench press, Kiera Nickel is going to open with 88 pounds, representing the Nina powerlifting crew. Now, their outfit has been huge. I think they've got probably close to, I want to say close to 30, 40-ish lifters, maybe more. That was like a very easy opener on platform 3. Kiera Nickel, that's going to be a good lift. Come right behind Tiffany Hensley. 42.5 kilos, so going up 5.5 pounds to 93.7.
Again, one of our big teams being represented here at High School Nationals, we have Whitehall Powerlifting.
Oh, they've had lifters every single day. Every single day. Bar is loaded, coming up to platform 2. Addison Newman. Actually, bar is not loaded yet, but we're ready to rock with the action on platform 2.
We have Abby on platform 3, opening us up with 99 pounds.
She's representing the home team, Cajun Prep Powerlifting. And folks, now that we've got 2 platforms running for the bench press, we're going to get talking about the rules of performance for the bench press. Now, Kevin, your turn. Let's tell us a little bit about the commands for the bench press.
In the bench, we have 3 commands, which is arguably the more technical of the lifts. We have the start, press, and rack. Once our chief referee gives you the bar is loaded issuance, you now have 60 seconds to approach the bar, unrack the bar with the help of, or not, from the head spotter and loader. You then unrack the bar with elbows locked. You have 3 points of contact. You have your shoulders, your butt, and your feet. Once you're ready to go on bench, you're going to receive a start command from the chief referee, in which you can then lower the bar to your chest. Once the bar is held motionless on the chest, the chief referee will issue a press command, which you can then press the bar fully to lock out. And then once the bar is locked out and held motionless, you will receive a rack command, which then you can replace the bar back into the rack.
And we'll toss this layup up to Adriana. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the infractions we might see for the bench press?
Sure. So you've got, similar to the squat, all your color cards. The blue card is going to be up and down motion or a soft lockout, which is going to be seen in soft elbows, kind of synonymous to soft knees in the squat. And those 2 are relatively common, especially once you're getting towards those max attempts. For the yellow card, it's going to kind of be a catch-all, so there's a lot of things to look for in the bench, which makes it the most complicated of the 3. So yellow card can be jumping the commands, as Kevin explained, your butt leaving the bench, your foot lifting off the floor. We've got to keep our feet flat on the floor. And the red card is going to be not as common in raw lifting, but a little more common in equipped. The red card is going to be for if the bar is hovering. So you cannot get a press command if the bar does not completely touch your chest. And on platform 3, Chloe Moore opening up with 60 kilos. Unfortunately, Chloe did not register a squat. Oh, unfortunately, the same type of storyline in bench. Now, what I would recommend is when you had a bad squat day, okay, the strength is clearly a little bit lower than you were expecting, I would recommend lowering those openers for bench and deadlifts, at least until you start warming up. Maybe you're warming up and deadlifts are on, as compared to maybe your squats were a little lower. But just to play it safe, I would recommend probably lowering your openers, at least 2.5, 5 kilos. Nothing drastic, but just so you can get on the board. Now, Chloe didn't have anything to lose there. She did, unfortunately, bomb out on squat. And hopefully she'd come back and hit that on her second attempt bench.
All right, bars loaded on 3 for Ingrid Holm. This is going to be 62.5 kilos. That's 137 pounds, representing Roseville Powerlifting. And Addison on platform 2, 2 to 1. That's going to be a good lift. That's looked like an easy opener there for Ingrid as well. Welcome back, folks, over on platform 1. Savannah Marvin, her time has come to start off the bench press on platform 1, representing Mauston High School. And we see Savannah coming out to platform 1. Looks like she's covering her chest there. Arms are crossed there. And that is because she's wearing what's called a bench shirt. Now, what the bench shirt does, comparative to wearing a regular t-shirt on the bench press, obviously there's no support with a regular t-shirt, cotton t-shirt. But with the bench shirt, that's going to be made of the same material as the squat suit. And so it's going to be very, very unforgiving at those end ranges of motion, right? So what we're going to find a lot is lifters are going to utilize we call it the pop. We're going to utilize the pop of the suit off the chest, but then we're going to see some folks have a little bit of a tough time transitioning from the suit to the triceps. And so we might see some lockout issues. It's probably going to be very fast off the chest for our equipped lifters. And it's a little bit more, I don't want to say dangerous, but benching in a bench shirt can be a little bit more risky. Like we said earlier with the squat suit, those end ranges of motion are going to be so defined and they're so much more restricted than normal. And so, like we said, any small mishap with that,
It's going to end up in a mislift or just some sort of mishap happening. And even in training, equip can be very difficult. With raw lifting, you can likely train on your own in your garage or just by yourself at the gym. With equip, you can't really do that. You've got to have a group of spotters there able to protect you. And that's why we're so thankful for our spotters here today, keeping our lifters safe, working really hard.
all right, walking up to platform 3, Gracie is going to take 70 kilos, so 154 pounds. Alexis on 2. She's going to take 57.5, and Adeline on platform 1 going 132 pounds.
And Adeline here on platform 1 is lifting as a guest lifter, meaning she either did not make weight, I believe, competing in the intending to compete in the 82.5 kilo weight class, or some other situation where she cannot post a total, but she's still allowed to lift.
Right, that's a little bit different than bombing out, or actually quite a bit different than bombing out. So when you bomb out, you are unfortunately not able to post any records or totals or anything like that. As a guest lifter, you absolutely can. I believe the records are a little bit skewed depending on if it's a body weight issue.
Yeah, I think you would be able to hit a record. I mean, not based on the weight class you missed, but based on that new weight class. And you are able to post a total, but your total will just not count towards
Any
placing.
placings or medals. Yep.
I mean, technically you become first place because you're one of one. Allison Tays on platform 1. Now we saw there, folks, very big pop off the chest, but as soon as we got to lockout, triceps took over. Got a little bit slower, but that's going to be a good lift.
We're moving on to our final bench opener over on platform 3, Samantha Davis, opening up with 85 kilos.
Crystal Martinez on platform 1, opening up with 67.5 kilos. If you remember, she had a phenomenal squat day, only going 2 for 3, but hitting 220 kilos on her second attempt. That is amazing. And I imagine if she gets a lift in each event, she should be good for the title, but we'll have to see.
Smooth opener by Samantha on 3.
Yep, and Crystal secures that opener there. 3 white lights.
Move it up to the top of the flight for Kiera. 45 kilos locked in, locked and loaded. And Leah Sanchez is coming up to 154.32 pounds, representing the ladies equipped 100+ kilo weight class. That is going to be, yep, I already said that. It's going to be 154 pounds. Morgan Iverson, good opener on 2. Kiera Nickel with the power braids. Unfortunately, not able to come away with that attempt. We got 2 yellow lights and 1 blue light. I want to say it could have been on strength, maybe?
I think she jumped the command there.
Oh, okay.
Jumped the press command. And that's something you can see from many lifters. The commands sometimes feel a lot longer in competition, given that you're lifting so close to your max load. And in training, I mean, you don't have another set of eyes giving you that press command. Typically, you have to be really honest with yourself and pause up to 1 second to train for that press. And sometimes some lifters will just opt to touch and go.
And again, here in the bench press, the referees are not here out to get you, right? They really want you to succeed, but you still have to lift to the standard. So as specified by the rule book, once the bar is held motionless on the chest for an unspecified amount of time, the chief referee will give you that press command. So it's really up to the responsibility of the lifter to do as best they can to hold the bar motionless on the chest.
Bars loaded for Maria Roberson on platform 1. 165 pounds, representing 949 Academy.
We have Michaela Koenig on platform 2.
Good lifts on both 1 and 2, and on platform 3, Faith Bailey getting set up with 50 kilos for her second attempt.
A little bit slower off the chest.
bit of work
I mean, really
there.
slow overall. Tough go for a second attempt. What do you think she's going to go for that third there?
I think 2.5 kilos.
Yep, 5 and then 2.5 is sounds like a reasonable jump.
Here's Stormy Watson. Again, contending for one of the top spots in the ladies 100 kilo weight class. Equipped.
I know lift is good for Stormy. Bars ready for Anaya Johnson.
We have Carson Harwood on platform 2, representing Nina Powerlifting, opening us up with 67.5 kilos.
And on platform 1, we're going to have Anaya opening up with 75 kilos. Really going to be the battle there in the 100 plus kilo class, with Leah kind of vying for a podium position.
All right, folks. Chloe Moore is about to come up again to platform 3 to retake that 60 kilos.
And Anaya smoked that opener on platform 1. Cambria Holmes is going to come out next on platform 1, opening up with 97.5 kilos.
Shoo.
That is 215 pounds. If you remember, she had a phenomenal squat day, going 3 for 3, ending with 242.5 kilos.
Cambria looking to close out the flight on platform 1.
Folks, unfortunately, it's not looking good for Chloe Moore there. Wasn't able to come away with that bench press. I wonder if she's just out of the game.
Load the bar up for Trinity. Trinity coaching by Neo. Come on,
And that's very tough to come back from, too. I mean, powerlifting is almost as much mental, even more so mental than it is physical. Oftentimes the mind can overcome whatever the body allows it. And so a lot of that comes with building the experience on the platform as well. You know, a lot of these kids we were talking about, some of them could be their first or second meet all the way around. And that's going to take some experience getting used to. You know, being on a national stage like this as just your second meet, because you would have had to have done once opposed to QT, but having this as just your second meet, this is a lot. This is a lot. You are showing your physical abilities in front of hundreds of people, being judged by 3 very strict national judges. I mean, the nerves are got to be high for these lifters.
Hopefully, Savannah on platform 1 can turn that around. Did not hit 55 kilos on her opener. Looking to hit it on her second attempt.
And that was a good lift by Kylie on platform 3, from taking the bar up to 67.5 kilos for Tegan Becker.
Savannah Martin trying to get on the board here with 55 kilos, 121 pounds from Mauston High School.
Rhea Johnson on platform 2 from Troy, Athens.
Yeah, and this is a bit of a repeating storyline here. People missing their openers and either opting to keep or go up. Both ladies on platform 1 and 3 have decided to keep that weight. I like that call. Just trying to play it safe, trying to get on the board. Yeah, clearly no problem for Tegan on strength.
Or Savannah. I wonder what that first call was for, but it looks like it was a good lift on 2. So both lifters are now on the board.
Leah Warner on platform 2, taking 87.5 kilos for her bench opener, looking to close out the flight.
I might be a little biased, but Leah Warner always comes to the platform fresh to death. I mean, drippy like rain. If the hair matches the singlet, matches the fit, it's going to be a good day automatically. All right, Adeline on platform 1, looking to retake 60 kilos, 132 pounds. Oh, man. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
I don't mean to interrupt,
Yes, you do.
but I'm here with the incomparable Nick Stevens.
Oh, goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen. We're joined by the one and the only Gino, the pirate of powerlifting. Gino, how's things been throughout this whole weekend? How are you feeling?
Today I feel surprisingly well, given this is day 4 and we just did 2 14-hour days in a row, back to back with 3 simultaneous platforms. So my voice is hanging in there, the energy is going to be high, and we're going to finish this out strong. It's like the final lap in a race, you know what I mean? You got to put that extra kick in. But these kids, man, they are all heart. I don't care if they're heavyweights or lightweights, they're maxing out their numbers. They show so much energy and enthusiasm, and they are the future of USA powerlifting.
That's absolutely right. And I see Gino, that you brought the best fit for day 4 here.
I am wearing a new fit for today. I'm all done up in pink. I even got, don't tell anybody this, I even got pink eyeshadow on.
Uh-oh, folks. Well, hey, if you're watching at home, you won't have the pleasure of seeing Gino on the platform, but you at least got to hear his wonderful voice. Gino, what's been your favorite part of the competition thus far?
Thus far, I'm going to say my favorite part is watching these kids hit PRs. Not national records, not world records. They come out here, and I can see on the board they're in 28th place, and they're fighting for 27th place. Doesn't matter. If they come out here and get a PR, I don't care if they're in 127th. They jump off the platform. They're hitting the ceiling because they are so happy that they're getting PRs at the national level on the big stage down here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
That's absolutely right. And we're seeing some insane weights from these high schoolers. I mean, some weights that we don't even see from the open lifters.
True.
And the older lifters. I mean,
True.
There's some lifters in the second flight on platform 1 opening with close to 600 pounds on squat. That's absolutely insane.
There's one kid down there weighs 150 kilos, so 330 pounds. And when I saw him walk out, I turned to his coach. I said, "Is this kid in high school?" He said, he's 6'6", 315 pounds, 330 pounds. The kid is huge. And he put up almost 700. And what I also like about this competition is I'm seeing a lot of equipped lifters. You know, I got my start. I started in announcing in the late 90s, and it was all equipped.
That's
and,
right,
And
yep.
I'm happy to see that equipped hasn't gone by the wayside yet, and we still have some people that know how to maximize the equipment, and that's a real talent, and that takes years. These lifters are only going to get stronger as they learn how to utilize the bench shirt and everything else with equipment. So
That's absolutely right. We've been saying this whole time, like, whatever the parents are feeding these kids at home, whether it's Miracle Grow in the cereal or something else, keep on doing it because the future is definitely strong.
Miracle Grow in the cereal. Yes, they're going to have blue tongues. Well, listen, I won't stay. I know you got 3 simultaneous platforms to do. I just wanted to come by, Nick, and say hello to the 3 of you, and I look forward to seeing you at the next competition.
I appreciate it. Are you be CNATS next week?
Yes, will you?
I'll see you there, day
Oh,
one.
wow. Wow. Hey, by the way, folks, you think this is bad. CNATS, this was 3 platforms, 860 lifters. CNATS next week is 4 platforms, 1,300 lifters. Oh, my gosh, I'm going to go insane with that.
I'll say better pack the chloroseptic and honey for that one.
I love you
thank
guys.
you so much, Gino. Appreciate it.
Thanks. I love you guys.
Love you too, Gino. Oh, my goodness.
Bit of starstruck right there. Back over to the action, we have Tiffany Hensley over on platform 3 from Whitehall, Leah Sanchez on platform 1, and Mega on platform 2.
Now, folks, if you're watching on platform 3, the man behind the mic just now is now back to announcing. I'll tell you what, man, there's very few people within this sport who care more about just creating a good environment for the lifters than Gino, the pirate of powerlifting. Like you said, he got his start in the late 90s and has been at pretty much every single national level meet since then, across all levels and across a few different federations. Always a pleasure to have him host.
Have him announce.
Yes.
Have him really. He gives his heart, kind of similar to the lifters there who give their heart to the sport. So does Gino.
Now, one thing we're seeing here, platform 1, just to get back down to the action, it looks like they're putting like wooden blocks in front of the bench there. Kevin, what's that all about?
Yeah, so lifters have the option to use wooden blocks, whether it be for a different level, to have a different level in flooring, or to just have to be able to have an elevated surface for their feet to reach down. Sometimes these lifters come in all different shapes and sizes, might need a little bit of help having their feet remain flat on the ground.
Yeah,
So the rulebook specified that they are allowed to use wooden blocks to set up their feet in order to perform the bench press.
And there's different heights to the blocks as well. I think there's like 3 different heights, 2 or 3. I'm not entirely positive of the numbers.
They go up to 37 meters.
And that's why she's a national level rep.
I mean, hey, I used to use blocks.
Fair.
They can be very useful, and especially if you've got lifters with shorter legs, it can be useful to get that leg drive, because if they can't quite reach the floor, it can be difficult for them to have their feet flat on the floor. I've struggled with that myself. And if they've got the blocks, it can be a lot easier for them to have that leg drive.
And again, speaking about leg drive, let's remember that the bench press is a full body movement, right? It's not just the chest, it's not just the triceps or shoulders. These lifters are using their back, legs, everything every single muscle in their body is coming into play and needs to be coordinated in order to perform a bench press.
Yeah, I mean, if you're just using your chest in the bench press, you're doing it wrong.
You're really missing out.
You're missing out on some extra strength that you can gain.
Now, ladies and gents, unfortunately, Chloe is going to time out the rest of this bench press, and I don't believe she's going to come back for deadlifts, which is unfortunate. However, she's still very, very young. She has her entire powerlifting career ahead of her, and like we were talking about yesterday, some of the strongest powerlifters in the world have come from bomb outs.
Yep.
You know, there's nothing stronger than trying to overcome something that affects your performance, affects your mentality, truly rising above.
Yeah, it can really put a chip on your shoulder to train for that redemption meet.
And now, Kevin, can you talk to us a little bit about what's happening on platform 3? It's not looking like Chloe's going to time out, or not looking like Chloe's going to come out, but I mentioned that they're going to time out the lift. What does that mean?
Timing out means that the lifter will not come out for the lift as mentioned, and she will run down the clock. Again, each lifter is allotted 1 minute to perform their lift to receive that start command. So if a lifter is timing out, it means that they will not come out for their attempt and therefore will run the clock, allowing the preceding lifters to adjust and know when exactly they will step on the platform. It's a very good sportsman-like gesture, being able to give your lifters more time to rest. So very good sportsmanship by Chloe there, allowing herself to time out.
Absolutely as well. I mean, and, you know, kind of going along with that, you want to let that timer, you want to let the whole minute run out because who knows, that lifter may be in the bathroom. Who knows, that lifter may be somewhere else. He may be outside talking to his mom, or whatever it may be. But you want to give them until that very, very last second to get their start command, or if it's in the case of the deadlift, initiation of that lift.
Cambria, platform 1, a 225-pound bench, moving super easy for her second attempt. Oh, and unfortunately, I spoke too soon. That's going to be I mean, it moved easy, but that's going to be a no lift. She got 2 yellow cards, and with the yellow cards, we are sort of playing a guessing game, especially when it looks clean from our end. So that could have been her foot lifting, that could have been her butt lifting, could have potentially been jumping a command. Hopefully she'll come back and hit that big bench on her third attempt.
We're into third attempts on platforms 1 and 3. Close to it on platform 2. Kylie is going to need help. And 5 kilo jump, going from second to third, it's kind of inching towards that kind of end range of what is going to be. I mean, you have to take 2.5 kilos, but 5.5 can be tricky for some folks, depending on, you know, body weight, strength, a whole bunch of factors. And so I think that jump might be just a little bit too big. However, that's a 5 kilo deficit that we can very easily come back from on deadlifts. Here's Savannah.
Yep, Savannah taking a 10 kilo jump.
Oh, okay, so Savannah Marvin, what happened with the bench shirt there, like I was saying earlier, one small miscue in that range of motion could spell disaster. Oftentimes, in order for lifters to get the most pop out of that bench t-shirt, they have to touch a little bit lower on their chest than they normally would. Now, it looked like Savannah Marvin might have touched just a little bit too low on the chest there, and then we saw the elbows kind of come under, and there we had to have the spotters grab it.
Platform 3, Gracie, trying to come back and hit 75 kilos. I think she's done it. Yep,
Yes,
3
she
white
does.
lights. Redemption on the bench press.
We have Adeline with the grinder on platform 1. Fortunately, not able to get it.
Same type beat for Trinity, needs help from the spotters, man. That's a second attempt too, so gonna be interesting to come back from that from the third. It did look like it was on strength. Now, like you were saying, Adriana, we've seen miracles before, so I imagine her coach is gonna head here in the back, give her a nice little pep talk, get her mind right so she can absolutely crush that third attempt.
Allison Tays retaking 70 kilos on platform 1.
Come on, Gracie Klumper with one of the best grinds we've seen.
Able to
one
pick
of the
up another
cleanest
5
grinds.
kilos.
2 to 1, unfortunately going to be a no lift. It seems that the judges might have seen a little bit of up and downward motion there, or possibly soft elbows. Bars loaded for Allison Tays. She takes down 70 kilos, trying to add on that extra 5. Looked solid. There was a little bit of a bobble towards the middle, but did it go down? Unfortunately,
2 to 1,
it
no lift.
did. So we saw a downward motion cue, and then we also saw a yellow light underneath there, which could be a mistype, but you know, could also be her butt came up just a little bit on one side. Might have jumped a command. We don't know.
And on platform 3, Taylor going to come out to 75 kilos. Hasn't missed a lift yet, really going to try to build that momentum as she is in a bit of a tight battle with about 3 other lifters for potentially walking away with a bronze medal.
Oh yeah, that's only a 2.5 key spread.
Yeah.
Look at that. It's Taylor, Elena, and Tegan.
And Gracie not too far behind as well.
All right, here's Leah Warner on 2. 5-kilo jump.
This is over 200 pounds for Leah.
Oh,
Ooh.
Leah's a strong cookie.
Yeah, Leah's strong. And she's been at high school nationals before. She has that experience. Looking to pick up a title here. I believe she placed bronze at the previous high school nationals.
A bronze, that's right, okay.
Bronze, trying to pick up a gold and really in that hunt for the gold.
And we are now into our third attempt benches on all 3 platforms. We have Charlie on platform 3, Addison on 2, and Crystal on 1.
All right, here's Addison on platform 2. Charlie Schroeder with a big grind on 3. She's able to lock it out. Boom, that's gonna be 3 white lights. What a phenomenal grind there.
That is also 3 white lights for Crystal after having missed her second bench attempt. She picks it up on the 3rd.
Coming up next on 3 is Samantha Davis. Now, currently projected first by a pretty sizable margin. They're currently forecasted with a 440-kilo total. Charlie, who just went, unfortunately, is a decent ways behind there, 397.5 kilos on her forecast. But hey, we'll never know what happens.
Addison coming up on platform 2, looking to go 6 for 6 on bench press, taking a 2.5-kilo jump.
Unfortunately, got stapled to the chest there, and that's a 2.5-kilo jump, so the lowest increment jump you can make. So she can walk away from that knowing that she really just gave everything she had on that bench. She didn't have another 2.5 kilos, but let's see if we can't regain that on the deadlift.
Samantha, platform 3, they are loading up a big 100-kilo bench press. That's a big milestone there. 220 pounds.
All right, Leah Sanchez getting a lift off for 87.5 kilos. Oh, can we do it? Can we do it? Can we do it? No, it's got to be grabbed by the spotters and loaders.
And
But that was a 12.5-kilo jump from 1 to 2.
Whoa.
I didn't even realize that.
That's
She
a
took a
big
12.5-kilo jump.
And Samantha on platform 3, I believe this is a world record attempt for the Teen 2 division.
Could have fooled me. Looked like a last warm-up. That's a good lift.
Wow.
And we do have another world record broken at the 2024 High School National Championships. I think at this moment, Louisiana is at its strongest.
Mireya Robertson on platform 1, going up 7.5 kilos to 92.5.
Yeah, that's relatively a big jump in the bench press. And she did jump 10 from her opener to her second. See how she handles it. Oh, wow.
Able to push past that and secure a 203-pound bench press. Huge milestone for Mireya.
And Faith Bonds is going to start off our next flight of lifters on platform 3, and that was going to be a good lift. All right, up next is Laura Elian on platform 3. 50 kilos. That's going to be 100 and... Help.
50
10.
kilos is going to be...
110.
110. Oh, I thought it was going to be
110
110.
but in pounds.
Kevin, you there? Shout out
Kevin's
Kevin
right
Papa.
That was funny. Sorry.
That Folks, you can tell we've been on the mic for 4 days straight. We're getting a little loopy, but hey, we're having a good time regardless. Got to make it entertaining for you folks at home. Oh, man. Kevin, can you tell us a little bit about what a back spotter does in regards to the bench press? I think that's one of their most important roles.
Yeah, so our back spotter on bench press is really there to support the lifter in being able to hand off any bench press attempts. Again, if lifters have the option to receive a handoff from our back spotter, meaning they can help them unrack the bar. A lot of these equipped lifters need help getting that bar into position so they can instruct the back spotter on how they want that barbell handed to them. So that's really important, getting your lifter into position. So lifters have the option to request one or not, but we'll see. It's completely up to the lifter's preference.
Yeah, I think it's relatively more common to see that lift off, just because these lifters don't really want to waste energy on the unracking portion of the lift. I mean, you want to save your energy for the actual lift itself rather than fighting with yourself to get it unracked if you have trouble with that, especially as we attempt maximal loads.
And folks, if you're watching at home looking to get into powerlifting, and who knows, maybe you've got a meet coming up soon. If you're going out to the platform, you've got to let that head spotter know exactly how you want your liftoffs each and every time. Case being, that back spotter is going to be giving, who knows, upwards of 10, maybe 15 handoffs. He's probably not going to remember exactly how you want it. Always good to remind them. They're not going to be offended. If anything, it's going to help you. It's going to help them. At the end of the day, it's going to result in a good lift.
Cambria Holmes on platform 1. She's our lifter who is forecasted well ahead in the 100+ kilo division. Missed 102.5 on her second attempt. And I believe it might have been yellow cards. I don't think it was strength. So she's opted to take a 2.5 kilo jump. And is she going to come out? She might be coming out. There she is.
I think she was just getting the wrist wraps on.
Yep, I think so.
Here's Giselle, platform 2. 2.5 kilo jumps, and she really gives it all she had there. All right, Cambria. Platform 1, 100+ kilo weight class for the equipped varsity.
105 kilo, huge bench press, 230 pounds. Oh, and unfortunately, that is a no lift. And
it looks like she had a tough time getting to the chest.
That's where you run into that tough situation where she missed it on her second. You have that conversation. They decided to opt to go up anyways by 2.5 kilos.
We have Kendall Vet on platform 2.
Oh, I missed. Ooh, what a grind there for Samantha Jo Walden. Now, on an opener, especially on bench press, you don't want to have something that's too heavy because you can't really take larger jumps on bench press. It's a little bit more unforgiving than the squat or the deadlift. And so it's really going to come down to some smart decisions made there by both the athlete and the handler. And unfortunately, going to have to grab that one from Carson Harwood on platform 2. Now, Trinity Mook is going to try and retake that 72.5. That's 159 pounds.
Briley on 3, representing Cajun Prep, our host. And a smooth opener for Briley.
And folks, we're already on to our second flight of powerlifters on platform 1. Brendan Tays, representing Falls County Elite, 253 pounds. And a good bench by Trinity Mook. She gets redemption for that 72.5 kilos. And that is a phenomenal comeback. Brendan Tays making slight work of that opener at 253. It's a good lift. Bars loaded for Danielle on platform 3. She's going to open with 77.5 kilos. 170 pounds. Very, very smooth there. Not necessarily last warm-up speed type, but very, very good speed for an opener there. I imagine she's going to be able to, stay on whatever plan she had. Looks like she has tons of room left for the rest of her attempts. All right, here's Garrett Cook looking to go for a very kind of close grip positioning there. And you know what I just realized? It's probably a little bit easier to get a little bit of a closer grip with an equipped, with a bench shirt on, only because when you get down to that end range of motion, that's primarily chest, right? Chest is gonna be the prime mover there. But then with close grip, triceps are the main mover anyway once we get to lockout. So I wonder if that's gonna be a more common thing we're gonna see.
Personally, I haven't tried equipped lifting. I've only been a raw lifter, but I completely get what you're saying. You get that pop out of the chest when it's all chest, and then you have that lockout portion that's all triceps. And with that close grip, you're mainly utilizing triceps. So who knows? Maybe that can work out for some of these lifters. We have Danielle on platform 1 opening us up with 292 pounds.
And folks, if you've never worn a bench shirt or worn a squat suit or any sort of equipment, even knee wraps, I don't think that there's as much appreciation for how much work goes into equipped powerlifting. I mean, getting into the suit is a warm-up in and of itself. If you see some of these lifters come out, like we saw in the squat, knee wraps are super, super tight. They're waddling to the platform. And even getting into those positions is going to be a workout in and of themselves. Here's Rhea Johnson, platform 1, 82.5 kilos, 181 pounds, representing Troy, Athens Powerlifting. This is her 3rd attempt. Beautiful work there for Rhea Johnson. I think she'll come away with 82.5, and she does.
What a way to come back from the missed second.
I was going to say, and that was a 2.5 kilo jump from the missed second, so
and I really
interesting that worked.
I really think she needed those extra 7.5 kilos to stay in the fight with Leah Warner, who's going to be coming up now, trying to add 2.5 kilos to her total, trying to fend off Rhea from taking the top spot.
Here's Corbin, platform 1, coached by Lorenzo Barnes, one of the strongest 140-plus lifters in the in the USAPL. This is 314 pounds.
And Leah, unfortunately, no lift on platform 2, but she walks away with 92.5 kilos.
And how does that factor into the forecasted total there? So we know Rhea got that last one, which might have given her a little bit closer to inching towards that first place spot.
Yeah, that was definitely a really pivotal 3rd attempt for Rhea to hit. Currently, if they do not change their opening deadlifts, which you can change once, Leah's going to hit a 400 kilo total on her opener, while Rhea's going to hit a 390 kilo total. So Leah's ahead, but Rhea could possibly get in there if Leah starts to slip up.
I was going to say, I'm excited for that battle. We're going to have to wait till deadlifts on that one. Next platform comes up, platform 2. Here's Riley Willie. I almost said Riley Wiley. But Riley Willie, 42.5 kilos and 93 pounds. And Emily gets the start coming in on platform 3.
Bit of a fight there.
Smooth grind.
If she does have another 2.5 kilos, that'd probably be the safer bet. Definitely, in my opinion, just from watching this one angle, I don't think she might have had another 5 kilos. Let's take a look at LiftingCast. Let's see what she puts in there.
We have some big bench openers on platform 1. Rick Bose on opening us up with 330 pounds on just the opener.
Wow.
An interesting case with Rick, we saw that head come up off the bench. It is now a rule where the head is allowed to come off the bench before it wasn't able to, unlike in other federations.
And you find that a little bit more commonly with equipped lifting as well, just because they need to utilize that momentum, that pop coming out of the chest. Similarly with lifters that sink a little bit more when they bring the bar to the chest. And yes, it does look like Emily put in, whoa. What?
7.5 kilos. Let's see if she can do it.
Okay, hey. I've been proven wrong many, many times this weekend. I would love to be proven wrong again. Kayla Bordelon. 363 pounds for an opener.
Wow, and if you remember from the squad event, oh yeah, makes it move fast off the chest. If you remember from the squad event, Caleb is our lifter who squatted 310 kilos for his third attempt squat.
All right, bars loaded for Maya. We're hearing all the support. 2.5 kilo jump from that opening attempt.
We hear a lot of support for Maya out in the back from Nina
I was
Powerlifting.
saying, they've got me kind of locked into this platform now. Oh, wow.
An easy second attempt for her.
I want to say a lot of that was powered by the team and the support behind her on that bench press.
I think so. I mean, that's the thing with these national level events. We're going to see that in this session and also in later sessions. And even at Collegiate Nationals next week, the crowd really gets behind these lifters and gives a lot of power to them.
And not only that, but it's lifters that maybe folks don't even know. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
your direct competitor who may be from 7 states away that you've never even met could become your best friend. And that's, I think, one of the beauties of the sport of powerlifting. Everyone is just here to try to get better, lift the most that they can, and just have a good time at the end of the day. At the end of the day, what we do, anything we do is just so we can have fun, guys.
Briley going to come out on platform 3 to 75 kilos. Really in a tight battle there with Grace Chatelaine. They had a squat battle, squat world record battle, going tit for tat. I mean, their forecasted total right now is at the exact same total.
Sorry, I just love the phrase tit for tat.
Briley with a really aggressive 10-kilo jump on bench press. We'll see how that pans out for her. We have Ben over on platform 1.
Wow, and that moved like an opener.
She definitely has probably another 10 kilos.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. Natasha Cruz on the opposite end, only jumping 2.5 kilos in the bench. That's going to be relatively more common than taking that 10-kilo jump that Briley did.
She's got a decent margin behind Grace, but also in front of Danielle. It's about a 27.5 kilo deficit from Grace, but she is up from Danielle. Looks like upwards of about 30 kilos or so.
Yeah, so she's probably slotted in that bronze medal position, but you never know what can happen.
Here's Garrett Cook.
Cooking.
Ooh, Daytona Hensley with a smooth, controlled, a tad slow of an opener there, but she'll come away knowing she's on the board.
Cameron Hall on platform 2 isn't having the best days after only hitting her second squat, but she's looking to clean that up over here on bench press, opening us up with 67.5 kilos.
Danielle with a very smooth 85 kilo attempt. 187 gets 3 white lights.
And that was also a smooth opener for Cameron, able to pick up 3 white lights.
Now Grace on platform 3, all eyes on this 90-kilo battle. While Briley opted to take a 10-kilo jump to her second attempt, Grace only opted to take 2.5 kilos. See how she moves this.
And with this one, it's going to put her in striking range, only 7.5 kilos. Here we go, Grace. World record squat, clean run on the second attempt bench there. Provisionally only behind Grace by 7.5 kilos at the moment.
Yep, and that is if Briley is able to get her third attempt bench. Of course, third attempt bench is the most missed lift, so that can shake up the placing. We'll just see what happens there.
Moving over to platform 1, we have Benjamin taking a second attempt over 300 pounds.
That's a good lift for him.
Followed by Daniel taking us up to 319 pounds.
Yeah, it took a big jump there, 12.5 kilos for Daniel.
We have Lara on platform 3, representing Troy, Athens.
Daniel coming down with 145 kilos. And that's going to be a good lift there on platform 1. Platform 2, Riley's getting set up with 45 kilos, only opting to take a 2.5 kilo jump. See how she handles it.
We have Faith on platform 3 taking a 5.5 kilo jump, going from 45, 50, and now taking 55 kilos for her third attempt bench.
It's a good lift on platform 2.
Weston on platform 1, going up to 157.5 kilos in the 110 kilo division.
Faith gets a bit of a long pause there.
Unable to stick with it, and good catch by the spotters. That's a good press for Weston on platform 1.
Yeah, it looked pretty smooth for the second attempt.
Giselle taking a 7.5 kilo jump over on platform 2, 115 pounds. Emily on platform 3.
Rick Bowes on platform 1 hit 150 kilos. It didn't look like the fastest opener. Took a 10-kilo jump. I'm interested to see how he handles this. 352 pounds. Head coming up. That's completely okay. Oh, good catch from the spotters. It started to go towards his head there. Really good catch from the spotters. He is on the board. Rick, not having the best day so far. I mean, only walked away with 1 squat on the board. Now failed his second attempt. And with equipped, he could just have made some sort of technical error there. And I expect him to come back on the third and attempt to hit it. Daphne, platform 3, 65 kilos here. Relatively close grip. Oh, and unfortunately, that's going to be no lift for Daphne on platform 3. She just walked away with 62.5 kilos. And that's kind of the thing on bench press. Since you can only take a 2.5 kilo jump, sometimes you might have had 1 kilo in the tank. Sometimes you might have had 2. But 2.5 kilos is the minimum amount that you could take. And oftentimes you see that being the case for jumps from the second to third attempt bench presses, just to see if it's there. And if you don't have it, you don't expend too much energy. It's not like failing a squat. And she did walk away with the most that she could do for that day. Kind of same situation there with Chelsea on platform 3.
We're taking the bar up to 385 pounds over on platform 1 by Caleb Bordelin.
Yeah, Caleb really having a good day so far. Hit that 310 kilo squat. And this is a big bench. 385 pounds in the 110 kilo equipped division. Maya's got a lot of support here on platform 3 from Nina powerlifting. Caleb coming down slowly and controlled with 175 kilos. Can he press it up? Yes, he can. I imagine that's a good lift. Yep, 3 white lights.
Daytona on platform 2, 70 kilos. Currently forecasted in 3rd.
And on platform 3, Samantha hit her opener, jumped up 5 kilos. Relatively a conservative jump, but that's the thing with the bench. You could smoke an opener, jump 5 kilos, and then it just doesn't work out. I'm not sure if she missed it on a technical issue or strength, but she's coming back out, trying to hit that on her 3rd attempt to get redemption.
And on platform 1, we have Corbin going up to 402 pounds.
And he
for
jumped
his second bench attempt.
And he jumped 40 kilos to this. Let's see how he handles it. Okay.
He's able to lock it out. A bit shaky, but let's see what the referees say. 2 to 1.
That's a good lift. Wow, and that is a 400-pound bench there for Corbin.
We are now into our 3rd attempt benches on platform 1. We have Ben Lazowski going up 10 kilos to 226 pounds.
Briley, platform 3. Now, Briley took that big 10-kilo jump to her 2nd attempt, made it move like an opener. Now taking a 7.5-kilo jump to 82.5 kilos in that battle there with Grace Chatelain in the 90-kilo division.
Again, Briley really trying to pick up valuable kilos that'll be added to her total.
Oh, and that's tough because her 2nd attempt moved so smoothly, and it based off the 2nd attempt, I mean, it moves so fast. You would think that the 7.5 kilos can be there, but that's the dicey proposition with taking a relatively big jump in the bench press. Sometimes you're just gonna hit a wall that fast, and that was a crucial miss in the battle.
And that really swings the door wide open. As we see in the forecasted placings, Briley is now forecasted in 2nd.
Yeah, it's really going to be tight between her and Grace. It's going to come down to the last pull. And even though in the bench press you're not deciding your placing there, the bench press is critical for adding those kilos. You've got to take the proper jumps. Try not to expend too much energy by opening up too high, having to take small jumps for potentially missing a lift. And it's crucial to make your lifts, especially when you're in a tight battle.
We're going to see if the attempt selection for Grace pays off as she looks to close out the flight in just a few lifters.
Garrett Cook, platform 1, 130 kilos. Is he going to break through that sticking point? Unfortunately, kind of the same situation as platform 3. Hit his 2nd attempt, jumped 7.5 kilos, and it just wasn't there for the day.
We're now taking the bar up to 308 pounds on platform 1 for Brendan Tays.
Danielle on platform 3. Big milestone here, 90 kilos, just a bit under 200 pounds for her 3rd attempt.
Daniel currently
relatively smooth.
Daniel currently forecasted in the top 4. And up now on platform 3, we have Grace. As we saw earlier with Briley, she missed her 3rd attempt bench, and now that door swung wide open. Let's see if Grace can pick up these valuable 2.5 kilos to the total. She's currently forecasted in 1st.
Yeah, and honestly, as a lifter, if you are seeing your competitor miss and you end up hitting, that's a big deal. That's a big deal for the mental thinking, hey, I've got that positive momentum going into deadlifts. Now, Grace did miss her 3rd attempt squat, leaving kilos there. See if she can pick some up here in the bench. Can she lock it out?
Able
What
to grind.
a grind.
And we're in for a battle in the 90-kilo division.
Yeah, phenomenal job there from Grace. Her competitor missed, leaving, I mean, since Briley took that big jump, leaving bit of kilos on the table. Grace going 3 for 3 in the bench.
And we have just finished up our benching over on platform 3. We're going to take a 10-minute break and get us set up for deadlifts.
Folks, it is now 10:17. It is well within breakfast time. If you haven't had your toast yet, go ahead and butter that up, and we'll see you in about 10 minutes, as Kevin just said. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are here for the deadlifts, the last lift of this session for the 2024 USAPL High School National Championship. Chloe Moore is going to start our action off. This is going to be 102.5 kilos, 209.5 pounds, representing 949 Academy. Uh-oh, and they call Chloe Moore's name, but I don't see her coming up to the bar. Once the referee says bar is loaded, that clock starts ticking, and so we are 20 minutes down. Hopefully she's somewhere.
Now, Chloe is our lifter who unfortunately bombed out in the squats, so she might be.
Oh, that's what I didn't even think about that.
Out. Yep. They're kind of looking for her just in case, but I think she could. I think she's probably timing out.
All right, so Chloe Moore, like we said, is going to time out. I believe she left after that second bench attempt, but we are here with Abby, 187 pounds, 259 pounds. Did I say that? I said the wrong weight.
I think you said
the
the wrong
completely wrong weight. I was looking at the wrong platform.
That's all right. We all make mistakes.
Everybody has those days. And folks, the first deadlift has hit the floor, so that means the party has officially started. The meet has officially begun. And I want to say the big reason behind that is because so many things can happen on the deadlift that could affect the overall outcome of the meet.
One of the biggest differences that that happens during the deadlift is once we get around to third attempts, our third deadlift attempt changes. That is the only lift in the entire meet, in all of powerlifting, in which you can change an attempt once already submitted to the scoring table. What a third attempt change means is if a lifter elects to take a particular lift or attempt, they can change it up to 2 times after submitting it to the table, so long as the bar does not go any lower than what's already on the platform.
And when do you have to submit that attempt change by?
Before the bar is called loaded by the chief referee. And again, we'll see more of this action once we get around to third attempt deadlifts as these ladies start, and gentlemen start jockeying for position.
And let's talk a little bit about the rules of performance for the deadlift. I mean, I'm more than happy to go over them again once we get platforms 1 and 2 locked. But rules of performance here, Kevin, tell us a little bit about the commands for the deadlift.
Deadlift, very easy, 1 command, down. Once the bar is called loaded from the chief referee, you have your 60-second timer to initiate your pull. Once you initiate your pull, either sumo, conventional, hybrid stance, whatever stance you elect, you stand up fully erect, shoulders back, knees locked. You'll get a down command from the chief referee in which you can then lower the bar all the way down to the floor, and that's it. That's your deadlift.
And Adriana, passing it off to you, what are some of the infractions that we might see from the deadlift?
Sure, so we can go through each of the color cards that you can see if you are on the stream. So a red card is going to be insufficient lockout. So it's going to be either not locked out at the hips, shoulders, or knees. That's a common infraction, especially once we get into the heavier lifts. It's going to be harder for these lifters to fully lock out. A blue card is going to be, again, up and down motion. We got to have a clean lift all the way through. And also a blue card could be supporting on the thighs. And supporting on the thighs happens when a lifter, typically when they're near the max attempt, they potentially are having trouble with lockout, and they start to kind of use their thighs to really help them get up the lift, help them lock out. And the yellow card is going to be everything else. So that could be jumping at command, that could be dropping a deadlift. You've got to have a controlled grip all the way down. And that could also be potentially losing your balance, forward or backward. Tegan's going to come out on platform 3 for 140 kilos.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are joining us on platform 1, we are ready to start the deadlift. And Adeline the K's is going to try and start the party with 85 kilos, 187 pounds. And bar is called loading for Adeline. And welcome back, Platform 2. Glad you could join us. Kendall Vett is on her way up to 92.5 kilos. Elena on Platform 3.
Adeline representing 9 for 9 Academy, lifting as a guest lifter today.
Now, folks, we mentioned we touched on it very, very softly here, but when you're watching our deadlift action, you're going to see two different stances on the platform today. So most folks, or I don't want to say most folks, but folks could opt to go for the conventional deadlift like Kendall or Charlie on platforms 2 and 3 respectively. And the conventional deadlift entails the feet being fairly close together. Hands are going to be placed outside of the knees. It's a little bit longer of a way to lock out, and it does place a little bit more emphasis on the lower back and the hamstrings. However, it's a little bit faster off the floor. A lot of the time, we're going to find that issue at lockout. Conversely, we've got the sumo deadlift, which is basically the exact opposite of that. So with the sumo, feet are going to be placed fairly wide apart from each other. Some folks like to even go as wide as toes touching the plates. Hands are going to be inside the knees, and this is going to place a little bit more emphasis on the quads and the hips, and definitely the upper back as well. And it's going to be very, very slow off the floor, just because there's not as much of the initial momentum like you'd get from a deadlift setup, for a conventional deadlift setup. So it's going to be fairly slow off the floor, but once you get past a certain point, sumo deadlifts are fairly easy to lock out. All right, bars loaded for Giselle, platform 2, 127.5 kilos, 281 pounds. Folks, again, if you want to take a live look at the action here, go ahead and type in, into your browser at LiftingCast.com. Once you get on that site, go ahead and scroll down to Day 4, High School Nationals. Pick a platform and tune in on the action. There you can see live updates to folks' attempts, as well as forecasted totals and changes in placing as we get into the nitty-gritty of the competition.
Addison on platform 2. Did work for an opener at 127.5 kilos.
Oh, there's a storm coming on platform 1. Stormy Watson. That's a good lift. And coming up on platform platform 3, gotta have a little bit of faith in Bailey. Miss Faith Bailey, 135 kilos, 297 pounds. Here's Anaya on 1, 275 pounds.
And they are really trying to solidify a podium position in the class and probably a silver medal. 3 white lights, good lift.
All right, bars loaded for Alexis on platform 2. This is 292 pounds, and she is in the varsity ladies 82.5 kilo class, which I believe is one of the largest classes that we have for our ladies. I could be a little bit wrong. It might be right on par with the 90 kgs.
Yeah, about right. I think the 82.5 is the largest that we have for this day. We had some stacked classes in the previous days, but
Oh,
yeah,
for sure,
yeah,
for sure.
you're right. I think 82.5 is
Yeah,
the largest class.
I don't think anybody can top the 75 kg boys. That is a
I don't
big
think so.
class. Over 70 lifters. Savannah Marvin looks like a good opener at 275. Good lift. Iris Harlow, like we saw with, like I explained with the sumo, it's going to be a smidge slower off the floor, but a little bit faster at lockout than the conventional deadlift.
We have Tiffany Hensley on platform 3, already going up to 308 pounds on her second attempt deadlift.
And now with the deadlift, since all you're doing is picking it up off the floor, you don't necessarily have to have any true eccentric motion to it.
Oh, and what a fight for Tiffany on platform 3.
Can she lock it out?
I believe there was some up and down movement.
I saw a little
yeah.
bit of either up and down or a little bit of a hitch there. And the judges saw it.
Yep, no lift.
And with the deadlift, you can kind of get away with taking a little bit bigger of a jump since, like I said, you're not having that eccentric motion. You're not having to, I guess, press it in any sort of way. You're just picking the weight up. And so in that regard, it's a lot easier to grind. And with that, we can see probably some bigger jumps, especially as we get to third attempts when we start to see those change for placing. Cambria Holmes, platform 1, 145 kilos, 319 pounds for the equipped ladies 100-plus class.
This is going to give her a 485 kilo total in the class. Likely going to lock up the championship here unless there were lifters to make some big jumps for the to pull for the win.
That's right. Gracie on platform 3 for the raw varsity 100 class. Smooth opener at 147, 12.5 kilo jump. Like we said, you can kind of get away with a little bit bigger of a jump, and that moved clean for a second attempt.
Charlie, platform 3, missed her opener, just playing it safe, trying to repeat it. Oh!
Oh, man. I wonder what happened there. So she didn't technically... Well, the weight came off the ground, so that was technically initiation of the lift. So I don't know if she'll be able to take it again.
There's bits of confusion there. I saw the coach looking at the plates. I think there could have been a misload, potentially.
Okay, but we're going to get that sorted out on platform 3. It looks like... I mean, I imagine it was probably a misloaded weight issue. We see
yeah, she
our
might have
technical
felt it
controller.
as she was going up.
Mm-hmm.
I at first thought it could have been some sort of back issue, like dealing with an injury.
Right.
But there is some confusion there with the referees standing up, the technical controller. Potentially could have been a misload. Okay.
All right, so it looks like they're going to give her a relift.
They're going to let her come out again for the weight. Typically, you're going to see a relift at the end of the flight. But here we go, Tegan, trying to come back from adversity, get this weight. And she hits it.
See what the judges say.
Okay, so they had Charlie's weight loaded for Tegan. That's what it was. And so when she started pulling, her coach was like, stop! No, that's not your weight. Let's go back and change it.
Good call by the coach.
There we go. Now here's Charlie Schroeder. She missed that opener at 152.5 kilos. That's 336.
And that was a good lift for Rhea on platform 2, 160 kilos.
Charlie locks it on platform 3. Is it going to be good enough? Yes, it is. 3 white lights. She is on the board and in the hunt for silver medal in the 100 kilo division.
We have Michaela on platform 2, currently forecasted in 4th. And that is a good lift.
Leah Warner, platform 2, gonna come out to 165 kilos. Now, Leah, in a battle here for the championship between her and Rhea. Rhea currently has a 390 kilo total, and this is gonna give Leah a 400 kilo total. Leah cannot miss, otherwise Rhea is gonna have an opportunity there to pull for the win.
Again, one of these situations where every kilo matters and attempt selection is going to be key.
Oh, and unfortunately that is going to be a no lift for Leah based on lockout. So she did get those 2 red cards there. They thought that, I believe, her shoulders or her knees were not locked out.
Now, you know what? Oh, I thought Nate was going to go to the jury on that one. But
He
at that
could.
point,
He could.
all you got to do is
I
lock
imagine she's gonna lock in, lock out the lift, and I think she is likely going to repeat it. It looked a little tougher than an opener should. So I imagine she's gonna repeat it, and she needs that lift to really stay in the hunt with Rhea Johnson. I mean, Rhea, on her second attempt, is gonna pull for that 400 kilo lift, and she weighs lighter than Leah. So this is really shaping up to be a tight battle in the 82.5 kilo class.
And so you talk. Let's talk a little bit about body weight in terms of how that affects placing. So let's say Leah and Rhea were to hit the exact same total.
So if they were to hit the exact same total, the lighter lifter is going to have the advantage. So Leah weighed in at 81 kilos. Rhea laid in relatively light in the class at 76.7 kilos. So if they were to post the same total, then Rhea would take the advantage there. Trinity Mook on platform 2 missed her open. Oh, and unfortunately that's going to be a no lift, and she knows it on platform 2. That's the dicey thing with missing your opener, jumping up 10 kilos.
That changes the entire game.
Especially when you're close to that top end.
Again, one of the situations where you're really with your back against the wall. When it's a national championship, you take those risks of jumping 10.5 kilos, knowing that you have it in the tank, but maybe due to a technical issue, you don't get the lift, and now you're really in a position where it's all or nothing on that 3rd attempt deadlift.
Speaking of all or nothing, we're on to 3rd attempts. Platform 3, now the party has started. Here's Kiera Nickel in the ladies' raw 90 kilo weight class. Where is she sitting currently?
If successful, she will stay in 2nd place.
Oh, wow.
Oh, falls backward. I think she's okay.
Okay, where did that put her? So she is currently in 2nd for the raw 90s?
Yes, but there's going to be quite a few
a whole
90
other
kilo
flight.
lifters in the 2nd flight.
Again, these forecasted totals are provisional based off of current openers or inputted attempts from these lifters.
Lift is good on platform 2. Up next is Addison Newman. 10 kilo jump to 137.5. Tiffany Hensley's looking to retake 140 kilos to put her in provisional 8th place before the next flight. Savannah Marvin, 12.5 kilo jump. Oh, can Tiffany finish? Can she finish? Can she finish? That looks way better than the last one.
Gets that down command.
Oh my goodness, that's going to be 2-1.
I would go to the jury there.
Here we see on platform 3, there's an attempt change in progress. We already see some jockeying for positions here. Faith Bailey, provisionally, if successful, will stay in first place before the next flight.
If I'm not mistaken, she's currently slated for first, no?
Yes, currently. Again, these lifters in the first flight are really trying to put up the biggest totals they can before the next flight of lifters rolls around.
Giselle Lara with a good lift, 2-1. Ooh, the storm is a-coming. Miss Stormy Watson, a 20-kilo jump.
That's a big jump. See how she handles it, about 44 pounds.
Looks good. I wonder if they're going to see a little bit of up and downward motion. Hopefully they didn't. Oh my gosh, they did. Ugh, side refs. That's going to be a no lift. You got to have some faith in Bailey. 142.5 kilos, 7.5 kilo jump. Can she get it off the floor? And it's not budging. That side spotter just thought to turn on the gravity button. Unfair, bro. Anaya Johnson, very smooth second attempt at 145.
Yep, she took a 20-kilo jump as well. Handled that well. 3 white lights for her. Probably locked up the silver medal with that lift. And Cambria Holmes, currently in gold in the 100-plus kilo equipped division, looking to extend her lead by 5 kilos here on platform 1.
Over in the 100 kilo division, we have Taylor on platform 3. Good lift for Taylor, who is currently in 3rd place.
All right, now we've got Miss Cambria Holmes. Like we said, this is 330 pounds. And Cambria at the moment is at a pretty high margin ahead of Anaya. It's looking like about a
50 kilos
30.
spread.
Yep. I know how to do math. I went to school.
She's looking to just extend her lead.
And she hits it. 3 white lights. Maria on platform 1, jumping 17.5 kilos. Pretty big jump there to 157.5. Now Charlie on platform 3. Charlie's in the 100 kilo division. She's currently in the silver medal place, likely not going to change. Trying to hit that big 400 kilo total. Locks it out.
I really hope that the knees didn't come out on that one. Oh, it
and then
did.
unfortunately, that's going to be a no lift for Charlie. But she still ends off in the silver medal. Nothing to sneeze at there.
Mireya is able to secure her 17.5 kilo jump on deadlift. Currently sitting in 2nd, looking to extend that position.
Up to bat now, Leah Sanchez. Going to retake 165. Carson Harwood locks out the same, 155, excuse me. 10 kilo jump from the first, and that's a good lift.
Currently in 2nd place in the 82.5 kilo class. Added 10 kilos to that. Trying to fend off Kalani, Michaela to take that podium position.
What a pull from Grace on platform 3, who currently pulled herself into podium level position in the 100 kilo division.
Leah Sanchez, that's going to be 2-1, no lift.
Very interesting cases here on platform 3. We have attempt changes in progress as these ladies are jockeying for position. We now have Ingrid coming up for 157.5 kilos.
Yes, so what happened there is Tegan was slotted to go first on that platform, but she changed her attempt, changing the order of attempts because we always have to have an ascending bar. So Ingrid's going to go first, and then Tegan's going to be trying to pull from 5th into 4th place. Now, Leah Warner on platform 2 missed her opener, opted to jump up 2.5 kilos anyways. At first, we thought, we were kind of looking at each other, we thought it was a 10 kilo jump, but I think the scoring table just had a little mishap there. Leah in a battle with Rhea, but she needs this lift to stay in the meet, stay in the fight.
Come
Gotta
on,
see what the
Blue.
judges say.
Is she able to get it?
2-1. It's a
Good
good
lift.
lift. She is back in the hunt for the national champion, and Rhea Johnson going to go right after her, adding 10 kilos to her deadlift. Now, Leah, with that lift, currently sits at 402.5, And I think that's why they made that 2.5 kilo jump, because Leah, now sitting at 402.5, Rhea is coming out to hit a 400 kilo total. So Leah there, even though she missed her opener, she opted to jump up anyways to keep that advantage after the second attempts.
That's going to be a no lift for Tegan. Come on, Rhea. Looks like a good lift for her, 10 kilos up.
We have Elena on platform 3, who is currently sitting in 6th, looking to pull into 4th place. Trying to bump Tegan into 6th. Elena, after having missed her second attempt deadlift, is looking to retake 162.5 kilos. That was a good lift by Elena. We have Samantha looking to extend her lead in 1st place in the 100 kilo division.
Yep, and she is way in the lead there. This isn't going, she's not risking her gold medal position here. She's the last lifter in the 100 kilo division, just trying to extend her lead to a big 465 kilo total if she makes this. Samantha trying to pull for a world record total here in the 100 kilo class.
She's already slated for 1st.
Yep, she's already secured that 1st place position, already secured that national title, just trying to add the cherry on top with this world record attempt, trying to beat that world record total here. Can she lock it out for that world record total? Yes, she can. Samantha Davis. Oh, still fighting to lock it out.
Oh, come on, head ref, give it to her.
Oh, jury.
Man.
I would run to the jury.
Go to the jury right now.
That was so close.
Well, now, folks, I wonder how many of these coaches know about the jury. I wonder how many of them know about these rules, because that could be very easily contested, and it's worth a shot.
Now, Trinity Mook, platform 2, unfortunately facing a bomb out situation. She missed her opening attempt. It wasn't a strength issue. I think it was some sort of technical issue. Opted to jump up 10 kilos anyways. Got it almost to lockout, but then took a stumble.
Stumbled a little bit, yeah.
Stumble. Really needs this to stay in the meet. Facing bomb out on her last attempt, getting fired
she's
up.
hype, I'm hype. Fired up, let's go, Trinity, come on. Show us something. Come on, Trinity, all you've got for this last pull, stay on the board. Ladies, 82.5 kilo weight class, 292 pounds.
Can she do it? She locks it out.
I think she can. Knees were
locked.
locked.
Hey. White lights, and Trinity avoids disaster, stays in the meet. What a comeback for her.
The redemption that we're seeing, folks. What heart we're seeing from these kids.
Over on platform 1, we have Savannah in 2nd place, just looking to extend her lead in that regard. She locks out her 3rd attempt deadlift after having missed her 2nd. Gets that down command.
3 white lights.
3 white lights.
All right, folks, we're, I don't know if we mentioned it yet, but we are on to 3rd attempts, or our next flight on platform 3, excuse me.
What a phenomenal grind on platform 2, 140 kilos. 3 white lights for Majka. Way to end the day, leaving it all on the platform there.
A good 8 for 9 day for Majka.
All right, here's the calm before the storm. Mee Watson, 145 kilos, 319 pounds. Can she find her way up? Looks clean.
Currently sitting in 3rd place, looking to extend that lead.
Come on, judges.
2-1, no lift, unfortunately. She is still currently in 3rd place now. Leah Sanchez, who's going to come up in a few lifters, hasn't made an attempt yet. Is going to need her last attempt in order to pull into 3rd over Stormy. That's a good lift on platform 3 for Faith, opening up strong.
Giselle Lara on platform 3 looking to finish off a very clean day thus far. Well, pretty clean day, having only missed that third squat and bench, but she's able to lock out this third deadlift. But I wonder if she locks out a little bit too far to the knees. And we're going to find that a little bit more commonly. Well, actually, I guess you see it both in sumo and in deadlift.
And on platform 1, Alison Tays ends her day with a 367.5 kilo total, walking away with the 90 kilo national championship.
Bars loaded for Cambria. Well in first place on this one by a very sizable margin, at least 62.5 kilos. And this is 336 pounds. Here's Cambria. Like we're seeing, folks, now she kind of does the sumo a little bit differently, and this just goes to show that everybody's different. Well, first of all, Cambria Holmes, your ladies 100 plus weight class equipped varsity champion.
All eyes on platform 1 as we have Leah Sanchez coming up after having missed her opening and second deadlift attempt, looking to pull into third. This is really an all or nothing lift for Leah. Either she bombs out or she secures a silver medal.
Here we go, Leah.
Platform 3, Grace hitting 160, going to hit 160 to try to hit a 452.5 kilo total.
Let's go, Leah.
Can Leah make it?
Locks it out.
Oh, come on, judges. Come on, judges.
Good.
2-1.
2-1.
Leah has
Leah
solidified second place.
Bronze medal.
She is in
But
third.
yeah, I said that. That's what I said.
We have Maria Robertson coming up to pull into second, already in second, just looking to extend her total.
Come on, Rhea, big jump here. Can she lock it out?
Fine lockout. Keep the knees straight. Keep the knees straight. It's there.
Locks it out. Gets that down command.
Come on, judges. Be nice to her.
Wow,
That's
three
good lifts.
white lights. The 15
Your-
kilo jump pays
Oh,
off.
wow.
And now we have Crystal Martinez looking to close out Flight A on platform 1 with a 200 kilo deadlift attempt.
Does that make Maria our equipped 100 kilo champion, or do we have one more lift?
We've got one more lift.
Maria is in second. Crystal Martinez
Crystal
coming up
coming
next.
right now.
200 kilo attempt.
Yep, Crystal has already secured that national title, looking to just extend her lead here. I think it's some sort of world record, either in the deadlift or total for Crystal Martinez.
And this is a very sizable jump here, 17.5 kilos. Edison on 3, what a grind. 5 pounds up from the second, and it's a good lift. She lifted all on the platform there.
On platform 3, we can see the battle shaping up as Briley looking to hit her opener and pull into first over Grace. But we've got a lot of lifting left to go.
Here's Crystal Martinez. This is a world record.
We see Gino hyping up the crowd, getting everybody behind her.
Crystal Martinez, already your national champion, trying to take home a world record as well, getting really fired up for this.
Well, we've got Leah Warner coming up on platform 2.
Now,
Looking to solidify. Oh, actually, no, nothing yet.
Crystal locks it out, gets that down command. Looks like a good lift. Let's see what the judges say. 3
Beautiful.
white lights.
that is a new world record for your national champion, Crystal Martinez, in the 100 kilo equipped division.
And over in the 90 kilo division on platform 3, all the ladies have made their opening deadlift attempts as we see the battle shaping up here with Briley and Grace.
And we got yet another battle coming to an end on platform 2 as Leah, currently in first place by just the slightest margin of 2.5 kilos over Rhea. Now Rhea has the deadlift advantage here, is going to be able to pull after Leah. Leah is trying to extend her lead by 5 kilos, and that's really going to force Rhea to pull potentially more than she's capable of. She's going to have to make some attempt changes, bump up her third attempt in order to pull into that first place position. But first,
And
Leah has got to make
bar
this.
has not been loaded yet. All right, now bar is loaded. Now let's see Leah here. Rhea's gonna have to come behind, likely change this attempt following whatever happens in this.
Again, Rhea is the
Attempt.
lighter lifter.
Come on, Leah, finish, 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 finish. Beautiful. No, that's gonna be up and down motion. Oh no.
That is
2 to
no
1.
lift. Now, Leah,
That's gonna leave room wide open for Rhea Johnson to come behind. And it looks like she dropped her attempt down possibly so she can win on body weight.
Yep, Rhea definitely has the body weight advantage, weighing in only at 76.7.
Now, you know what's the interesting situation here? Rhea only needs
To match,
She only needs to match her total, but Rhea has the lower lot number, so she cannot go back down to 172.5. She's going to be forced to take 175 to pull for the win. 2.5 kilos more than what she needs. We're going to see that unfold on the next lift, but first, Kalani going to take 172.5 to end off her day.
we see it here prompted on the screen on platform 2, attempt change in progress.
She could be trying to change her attempt down, but she can't because of that lot number situation that we
That's right.
talked about. The later lot number, if they are taking the same weight, the later lot number is going to go afterwards. And the lot number is just a random number slotted to these lifters, and it decides the order of weigh-ins as well as the order of lifting.
We are currently getting things sorted out on platform 2.
Yes, I think it's that attempt change, and they could just be telling them they need to make sure that it's a valid attempt change.
We have the jury getting involved. We're seeing the battle unfold on platform 3 with these 90-kilo women.
Yep, and it's... Go ahead, Kevin.
As we're moving through our second deadlift attempts, we see currently Brisley forecasted in first, followed by Grace. Not too far behind. They are currently forecasted, or they currently have the same total, with Brisley weighing in just slightly under Grace.
Yes, and you know what's the interesting thing? When, assuming that they hit their second attempts, they are still going to be on the same total with Briley in the lead on body weight. What a tight battle it is shaping up to be in the 90-kilo class.
We have Kalani on platform 2. If successful, will pull into 5th place.
Wow, and it looked pretty
There
smooth
it
for a
is.
third
Pretty smooth.
attempt. Phenomenal job there for Kalani. Ends the day 9 for 9. What
Solidifying
a great day for her.
podium.
Now, here we go. This is it. This is for the
This is
title.
for the win.
This
Again,
is for the
Rhea
win.
This is for all the marbles.
Rhea Johnson was not able to lower her deadlift attempt due to lot number disadvantage. But
So she's going for the gold
Yep.
or the silver.
Yep.
Yep.
Automatically guaranteed the silver, but pulling into gold medal position is Rhea Johnson, 5 kilos from her second attempt. And like you said, we are not allowed to go back down to her initial 172.5 due to Leah having the earlier lot number and putting on a heavier weight than that.
Yes, and Rhea, with her coaching decision there, they put in this number initially to be able to pull after Leah, but
Assuming she hit her third attempt.
Yes, exactly. They wanted to. Let's see it. This is for gold.
I'm shaking, folks.
Can she do
rocked
it?
it out.
Oh my gosh! What a last
What are the
deadlift for
judges gonna
Rhea
say?
Johnson.
What are
I
the
think
judges
it's going
gonna
to be
say?
good.
2
to
to
1.
1.
That's a good
Ladies and
lift.
gentlemen, Rhea Johnson, your 90-kilogram varsity
82
national
and a half.
champion, 82.5 kilo champion.
Wow.
Just narrowly edging out Leah Warner by 2.5 kilos.
But that's not our biggest deadlift on platform 2. We have Michaela Koenig on for a 402-pound attempt,
That's a big milestone.
who's currently in 3rd place, just looking to extend that total. Now we have in platform 3, we have Grace, who's in the battle with Brisley, taking their second attempt She took a 15-kilo jump from 160 to 175. Let's see how that works out for her.
Wow, and Grace currently in second place, but her and Briley currently tied at a 452.5 kilo total. This is going to pull Grace into the lead for the time being, but Briley is going to respond right after, pulling back into the lead.
Both Grace and Briley taking 15-kilo jumps after their opening deadlifts. Let's see how that works out for these ladies.
And it's a tough one. I don't
That is a
think
big
that's going to
hitch
count.
there.
I think Grace is getting called for hitching.
That's going to be a very big hitch there, unfortunately.
And that puts her in a tough situation.
Yes, so now Briley can have a little bit more breathing room pulling in, maintaining that first place position.
Again,
Yeah.
if Briley hits her second attempt deadlift, she will be 15 kilos over Grace.
And that is a big deficit to come back from, folks.
Maya on platform 3, currently in 5th place. Still going to stay 5th place with this pull. 10 kilos up from her opener, 175 kilos. Sticky at the top, but she locks it out.
Real quick, folks, we are on to our next flight of lifters, well into it on platform 1. We're going to see some heavy weight from our lads. Daniel Rodriguez is going to take 235 pounds for a deadlift. Now here's Briley Batiste. Now with this pull, we could see how the rest of the meet unfolds. Now, if she misses it, the margin is way smaller. If she makes it, like you said, Kevin, it's going to be a 15-kilo margin to come back from for Grace. Now, here's Briley walking up to the platform now. Let's see what she's got here.
Yeah, this is a big pull, 424 pounds, and a big jump as well.
I was going to say, is that 15 kilos?
And they made this call because Grace had made that 15-kilo jump, but Grace didn't hit. So let's see how she handles it. Wow, and with ease, Briley.
Oh, man. Briley's going to have to pull something
her
nutty.
Lead. 192.5 kilos. That gives her a 467.5 kilo total. And you guys talked about it. Now that gives her a huge lead over Grace. Grace is going to have to, if she wants to pull for the win, she's going to have to up her 3rd attempt from 175.
Again, Grace is in a position where she's already secured her silver medal, being ways above 3rd place, but she's in a position where she has to either pull for the win or just extend her total and secure that silver medal position.
We've got Abigail Stefanski on platform 2, starting off our ladies' second flight, 120 kilos for an opener. Very easy there. A little bit of a wider stance conventional. 2 to 1, that's a good lift for her. Here's Caleb on 1. 573 pounds for Caleb, an easy opener for him. Up next, we're already on to second attempts over on platform 1. Brendan Tays, 2.5 kilos up, so a very, very safe jump there for the men's varsity equipped 125 kilo weight class. This is 325 pounds. Riley on 2, 275. That's an easy opener for her. All right, lots of support here for Laura over on platform 3, represented by Troy. Athens Powerlifting. This is 112.5 kilos.
Ooh, big fight there.
Beautiful. Smile at the top. She's happy with it. We're happy with it. The judges are happy with it, and that's going to be a good lift. Here's Sella on platform 2 with an easy opener at 125 kilos. Faith Bonts, 3rd attempts are now underway on platform 3. Things are getting real, folks. 140 kilos, 308 pounds. Can she get those knees locked out? Yes, she can, but I wonder if they became unlocked again. Nope,
Three
never
white
mind.
lights,
Three white
able
lights.
to come back after missing her second attempt deadlift. Samantha Jo Walden taking a 10-kilo jump after she took a 2.5-kilo jump from first to second, and now a 10-kilo jump from second to third.
Here's Ben Lazowski, 210 kilos. He's going to retake that for his opener. I did miss what that opener infraction was for, but we might give a little bit of insight with this second attempt here. Samantha Jo. I think that's going to be a little bit of a ramp there, unfortunately.
I think
hope
it
not.
might count.
I hope not.
2 to
Hey,
1.
2 to
Good
1. Yeah, so that side judge thought so as well, but all you need, folks, in powerlifting, majority rules, 2 to 1.
Unfortunately, on platform 1, that's going to be a no lift for Ben. It did just look like a strength issue. We've seen miracles happen before. Hopefully, he can come back and hit it on his third.
Easy opener for Giselle. And here's Miss Emily Anderson, 145 kilos for the ladies' 90-kilo weight class. Emily currently sitting 7th, or currently sitting 8th, moving into 7th, and unfortunately that's not going to move. Something about platform 3, those spotters keep gluing the weight to the ground. That's not cool, man. Gotta stop that. Here's a list on platform 1, easy 165 there. I'm standing up now.
Again, we see it prompted on the screen here on platform 3. We saw some attempt changes in progress. We're already seeing that jockeying for position over on for the 90-kilo women. There,
All right, here's Danielle Doctor on platform 3. Taking her last attempt at 172.5 kilos. That's a 7.5 kilo jump from 1 to 2.
Pretty solidly in 4th place, just trying to extend her total here, end off 3 for 3.
Weston Bono, platform 1.
And end off 9 for 9 for Danielle if she makes the attempt.
2 to 1.
2 to 1, and she ends the day 9 for 9, which seems to really be a unicorn here.
what
I'm
a
gonna
perfect
say,
day.
we have over 850 powerlifters at the high school national championships from 45 different states. And I want to say, at most, probably 10, 15 to 20 at the most have gone 9 for 9.
We have Natasha in 3rd place in the 90-kilo division, looking to just extend her podium position, taking a 2.5-kilo jump.
Oh, Anthony finds his way tough at lockout. That left side is kind of lagging just a little bit. He's
Still
not giving the
fighting
down
with
command
it.
yet. That's not going to budge, unfortunately. That's going to be a no lift. Come on,
Can
Natasha.
Natasha lock this out?
Finish, finish, finish. Oh, that's not going to go, unfortunately. But she really gave it all that she had. Her coach is coming out there to help her up.
And she already secured her silver medal, her bronze medal. We now have Grace, who was in contention for the national championship, but after missing her second attempt deadlift, opted to only go up 2.5 kilos to further extend her silver medal position. I'm handling next session.
You could if you want. It's fine.
Wait till after this deadlift. Here we have Grace on 3.
What a
And
run by Grace. Did she just pull into first?
She just pulled in the first
Ladies
place
and gentlemen,
after missing her second attempt. Wow.
your 90 kilo. Oh, wait. No.
This was the battle between Grace and Briley. And Briley, if you remember, Grace missed her second attempt. Briley was able to get 15 kilos above her. Now Grace had to move up by 2.5 kilos. And now we just saw the attempt change from Briley, and we're gonna see her pull back into the win. But first, Maya gonna pull a big 408-pound deadlift, getting really fired up. The crowd's behind her. Can she stick with it? Unfortunately, that's gonna be a no lift for Maya.
Unfortunately, a no lift on 2 for Riley. Here's Benjamin on 1, frog stance. That's a big number there. That's almost 580 pounds. Now here's Briley Batiste.
All eyes
Platform
on platform 3.
I mean, we told you this was going to be a big battle in the 90-kilo division, and it's coming down to the last deadlift as Briley, who made her second attempt move, changed her deadlift, only having to jump 2.5 kilos to pull for the win over Grace. Can she do it? Let's see it right here, right now.
Can she hit it like Sosa? Let's go, Briley.
Raris and Rovas for Briley Batiste. Ladies and gentlemen, your 90-kilo national champion. Confirmed.
3 white lights,
3 white
Briley.
lights.
What a battle we saw there in the 90-kilo division. Briley Batiste
wow.
walks away as your champion.
I don't know which battle was better, that battle over the 90 kgs or you with Mr. Eric Chen battling for 5th. Oh my God. Folks, these are some hardcore powerlifters, some hardcore heart from these powerlifters. And on platform 3, that's gonna be the end of all of our action. We're all done on platform 3. We are going to be right back. We're gonna get everything set up, take a quick break, and we are going to be back at 1 o'clock sharp. We'll see you then. Grab some lunch, sit back, relax. It's an easy Sunday, and we'll see you soon.